That is the superintendent of West Point, Lieutenant General Bob Caslin, leading the Black Knights out onto the field. Here moments ago, CBS Sports Network. It's a busy day of college football underway. The Mean Green of North Texas and the Black Knights of Army set to go here at Michie Stadium. It is a pleasure and an honor to see you alongside my broadcast partner, Jay Feely, John Schriffen on the field. My name is Ben Holden. Jay, for Army at 4-2, you're looking big picture. Bowl eligibility is something they're talking about. It's a big game for them.
It really is. They've had a very good first half of the season, Ben. You know, I think they exceeded expectations both inside and outside the program, but everything's sitting there in front of them for the second half of the season.
Well, in half number one in the nation in rushing. That's not really a surprise here at West Point. What is number 2 in the nation in defense, and it starts with Andrew King.
It does. They run the ball well. We're not surprised at that. That's what the triple option does. But when you look at this defense, it's a very good defense. Not just the numbers. Their linebacking core is as good as anybody in the country. Andrew King, Ackerman, Timpf, Brinson, they're solid. Jay Bateman has done a phenomenal job with that defense.
Well, the freshman quarterback will start for North Texas. It is Mason Fine, a true freshman. What's the book on him, Jay?
Well, after taking over after the first game, he's done a really good job running this spread offense. He hasn't turned the ball over. He's been effective. He has trouble, though, going through his reads. After the first receiver isn't there, he struggles a little. That's where the progression needs to come. He's been getting better every week.
All right, we'll see how he deals with this number 2 defense in the nation in Army. Down to the field for the third member of our broadcast team, John Schriffen, who has more on Army and their fullbacks. John.
Well, Ben, to give you an idea just how good Army is at the fullback position, the start last week, Cole Masick, he had over 100 yards, a touchdown. He actually will be the 3rd string back today. That's because the starter who will return, Andy Davidson, he went out of the game last week with a shoulder injury. He is back. The 2nd string fullback will be Darnell Woolfolk. He hasn't played in the past 2 games. That's because he suffered a high ankle sprain. Coaches say he is about 70 to 75% to go today. Now, we all know Army likes to run the football, but because of the weather today, it should be wet. It will be very windy. Guys, expect a heavy dose of those 2 out here today.
All right, thank you, John. And we take a closer look at that weather. 46 the temp here as we inch closer to kickoff. Overcast skies, beautiful West Point. Saturday still, 70% chance of rain here at Michie Stadium. Jeff Monken says, hey, we're the U.S. Army. We can deal with any kind of weather. No big deal. Seth Luttrell in his first year, 3-3 at 38, the youngest coach, number 5 in all of the FBS. And you get a great look here at the stadium. Luttrell said it's always been on his bucket list to coach here at Michie Stadium. He'd been to the other academies. Now he can take it off his list as he goes against Jeff Monken and his guys. Back deep to return it will be Tyler Campbell and Jordan Asbury. Keena is their punter. He also handles their kickoffs. North Texas won the toss. They defer. So Army goes from south to north to begin the game. And this one's going to sail almost to the back line of the end zone. So it'll be a 1st and 10 coming up here for Army from their own 25. We take a look at our Chick-fil-A starting lineups. And J. Ahmad Bradshaw, a junior out of Chicago, with the nod today.
Well, he's done a really good job. He's the leader on that offense. He runs the ball effectively, 404 yards. But the biggest thing, he hasn't turned it over much at all this year. He's been very efficient making decisions. He's done a good job leading this team.
And as John told us, Andy Davidson back to the starting spot. He had 1 carry for 11 yards last week. Before he went out, he dinged his right shoulder on that carry. North Texas showing pressure. Here's the pitch now. It's Asbury. Good job getting out there to make the tackle. Quick speed from McLean. One of their DBs. Chick-fil-A lineups, the Army offense, who we highlight today, Jay.
Well, Andy Davidson, we talked about him. He's the leading rusher. He's the best fullback. He's different than the other fullbacks. A little more dynamic. Changes the whole makeup of that offense when he's in the game.
Pick up a 3 on the run. 100 yards in 4 of the 6 games he's played. Now, he didn't play much at all, just the opening series last week. He's been very effective. They fake it to him. Bradshaw's got it. Broke a tackle, and Ahmad has the first down to the 37-yard line. Chick-fil-A lineups. The North Texas defense as Gray made the tackle. Who do you like here, Jay?
Well, Keyshawn McClain is the best player on that defense. There's no question. Led the team in tackles last year, leading them again this year. 3 interceptions. He's a playmaker. You're going to see him a lot. He needs to play big today.
Junior out of Rosenberg, Texas. First on their team with 41 tackles coming into the game. Davidson lost it, and he did not get it back. He fumbled it, and North Texas is there to pounce on the football. Looks like Brandon Garner indeed has the ball. So the first turnover of the game, and it comes with 13:39 to go in the quarter.
Just a fullback dive. Davidson gets not even a hard hit, just put the hand on the ball and knocked it out. You're going to see coming in with the left hand right there, knocking the ball, and he tried to get it back, couldn't corral it. That's something that Army has done a much better job. Last year, 38 fumbles, the most in the country. Only 11, that's the 12th now this year. Andy Davidson's had a few of them himself.
Mike Vitti there, the fullback coach, talking to him a little bit, calming him down. Here's Mason Fine now. Breaks a tackle, and he's able to pick up about a yard on the run. As we get Wiley on the tackle, the Chick-fil-A lineups. We'll take a look now at North Texas. Mason Fine, a product of Locust Grove, Oklahoma, about an hour from Tulsa.
Took over after the first game, has done a really good job. You see only 1 interception as a freshman, running the spread offense. That's being efficient and effective with the ball.
Gain of 1, Fine back to throw. Man open, intercepted! Intercepted, the man open was Jeremy Timpf. Jeremy Timpf gets it right back for Army.
I just said that Fine had been efficient, that he'd only thrown 1 interception. You see the mistake he had. A man, you're going to see right here as we run this play, he's going to have a receiver in the slot, running the post open for a second. Timpf does a good job dropping into coverage, making the interception, getting the turnover. We had 2 turnovers first 2 drives.
So Fine turns it over. Army, they get it back early on in the opening quarter. Jeremy Timpf there with a towel in his hands. Return of 12, Jay on the pick. Let's take a look at your extra points, Mr. Feely.
Well, for North Texas, they have to stop the fullback. They talked to us about it. It's imperative to stop the fullback because that's what drives this offense. 4 big plays through the air offensively. I'm talking 20 yards going over the top. I think to win, they got to do it through the air. Beating Army, and they're too good up front. You got to go over the top and beat them. For Army, recognize the defensive front. When we talked to Brent Davis, he wasn't sure what kind of defense North Texas was going to play. I saw him in a 3-3-5 on that first series. You know, normally they're in a 4-3. They had 2 weeks to prepare. That was a big point. They had a bye week. They had 2 weeks to prepare to get ready and run a completely different defense.
So a couple of early turnovers, and Mont Bradshaw back on. They give it to Davidson. Andy will pick up about 3. Will Andy Davidson gained 8 yards on that drive before the fumble. Did Davidson. Courtney Finney on the stop. I want to remind you that Armed Forces Football is proudly supported today by GMC. Interesting start to this game with each team running a couple of plays, and then fumble by Davidson, and then an interception by Fine. Davidson carried again. TJ Tower-Low, the tackle. He's the one that stripped the fumble on the first possession.
Playing well. Different defensive front on this series. They got 5 defensive linemen, had 3 on the last series. Going to change things up, try to keep that Army offense uncomfortable, not knowing exactly what they're going to do defensively.
Always the million-dollar question when we do the opposition. Team's Army's playing. How are you going to defend it? You can't simulate it. You always hear the coaches say that. Davidson to the midfield stripe. He goes. You're going to need a couple to convert.
They've gone for it 17 times on 4th down. They did a whole study in the offseason One of the things they changed was going for it more on 4th down. That's what you're seeing right here. They're going to go for it again. They've done a good job. 10 of 17, 59% on the year on 4th down.
Big play here for Jeff Monken and his guys.
Don't expect them to throw the ball. They're going to run it. They're going to run the triple option. Watch Andy Davison.
Asbury in motion. Bradshaw keeps it. And Bradshaw looked on this spot. He's got the first down based on the spot we're seeing from up here. Should be good. They move the stick, so Monken gambles, gets it. 11 of 18 now on 4th down. Such a big plays, too, and the defense can't make that stop because that Army offense just stays out there and they want to chew it up.
One of the main reasons they're #1 in the country in time of possession.
Bradshaw has an opening. Good job to get out there and get him in space at the 42-yard line by Brandon Garner, the redshirt sophomore.
Ahmad Bradshaw doesn't have great speed, but what he does, he has really good balance. He's tough. He's a physical runner. He makes good decisions. You see him taking on, you'll see him continually take guys on, take on defenders, run through arm tackles.
Second and 4. Going to be a 1st and 10 as Davidson bangs his way through there. Inside of the 35 to about the 34 goes Davidson. Gain of 8.
This offensive line has done such a great job all year of blocking, creating opportunities, whoever the fullback is. Coming into the game, 840 yards for the fullback so far through 6 games, 12 touchdowns.
That was an area last year they didn't get much production. It's made a huge difference, as Jay's mentioned, with Davidson and Darnell Woolfolk, who's in the game.
They were 12th in the country last year with only 244 yards rushing. First this year, 366 a game.
And they put up 537 last week. Here's the pitch now to the near side. Campbell jumps over a man. And he's down to the 25. James Gray dropped him, but Army keeps the march going.
That play almost didn't happen. Bradshaw was early. There was a bad pitch relationship. He did a good job holding on the ball. You're going to see it right there. Wasn't quite in good relationship. Double clutched it. And then Campbell with a nice hurdle, getting close to a 1st down.
Here they go. They give it off to Woolfolk. Darnell Woolfolk, who we saw against Rice, has missed the last 2 games, out with a high ankle sprain and a big body at 5'9" and 220.
You know, I thought it was really interesting when we talked to this game, the co-defensive coordinators, Mike Eckler and Tony Reffett. Reffett has a lot of experience against the triple option. That's why they kind of put him into a role to run the defense this week. He said, triple option, most difficult offense to defend in college football, which was a surprising statement. You don't usually hear that, but it's just so different. Something you don't see.
Here's the pitch now to Asbury. They're trying to stop him. They string him out. And good speed coming over there. You talked about him, Jay. Keyshawn McLean. He looked good there, making the stop.
Sideline to sideline. He's going to be all over the place, trying to make tackles outside. They're going to suck their defense in to try and stop the fullback. That's their #1 priority this week. Stop the fullback. And then allow McLean and Wheeler. You know, I thought it was also interesting. They're starting 2 different linebackers this week.
Woolfolk looked like he was stopped and kept those legs moving. I think everybody gave up on the play. Gets inside of the 10, down to the 9. So it'll be a 1st and goal after a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, good second effort, tough physical running.
On 1st and goal, here goes Darnell Woolfolk to the end zone. Drags him in and touchdown as Army completes the march with 6 on the run of 9 yards.
Good job by Army, converting the interception by Tim, taking it down. They converted a 4th down on the way, turned it into a touchdown.
Mason Fine will get his chance after the interception. Blake Wilson makes it a 7-0 game. Black Knights on top in those gray uniforms today, looking sharp. Here is the interception by Tim Jay, and then Woolfolk, he did the rest.
Doing what they do, running the football, scoring points. Army up 7-0.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by USAA. Insurance, banking, and investments tailored for the military community. By Northrop Grumman. And by Golden Corral, the best buffet in the USA.
Back in 1984 in Tokyo, Army with a big day on the ground. No surprise, 679 yards of offense. Still a school record today. Beat Montana 45-31. They rushed for 633 in that game. Last week, they rushed for 537 at 671 of total offense. Scoring summary, 11 plays, 58 yards in a little over 5 minutes, and Darnell Woolfolk making his presence felt with a 9-yard run. Tim with a big pick. His interceptions seem to be of the timely and critical type, and that was.
Well, and that linebacking core in general has been unbelievable. 141 tackles combined, 24.5 tackles for loss, 12 sacks, 4 interceptions. They have carried this team.
Short kick here. It's fair caught inside of the 25-yard line.
That's exactly what they wanted to do. They were trying to keep it away from the returner, kick it to somebody who's not used to catching the ball. You had a big defensive lineman there. He did a good job fair catching it.
So we take a look at the Chick-fil-A starting lineup for North Texas. Jay, who do you highlight today there?
Well, they run the spread offense, but they've run the ball effectively, even more than they want to. Jeffrey Wilson's been their workhorse. He's run the ball really well, 6.1 yards per carry.
He's next to Mason Fine. Fine's got a man. Catch is made around the 30. It's grabbed by Turner Smiley. Returns some kicks for them as well, so decent chunk there as Marcus Hyatt made the tackle to the 30-yard line.
Important drive for Fine after that interception. Come back, get a good completion.
Best game he's had was against Marshall 2 weeks ago. Now he's going to swing it out. Smiley could not make the catch, so 3rd down coming up. Chick-fil-A lineups, the Army defense, Jay. There's so much to pick from. Who do you go with today?
Well, the linebacking core has been awesome, but Alex Ackerman, he's the most versatile. He can play linebacker, defensive end, go out in the slot and cover somebody. So he makes offenses struggle understanding what front they're in, what the defense is trying to do.
Junior out of Greenwood, Indiana. 3rd and 4, North Texas. Fine, open target. Hyatt's over there, and that catch is made by Terrian Gorey. There is a flag down on the play.
They were late flags, came in after the play. Personal foul.
After the play, personal foul, number 77 defense. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Raymond Wright getting an earful and a bit of a faceful from Jeff Monken.
They've been a very disciplined team this year, not making mistakes that cost them games, fumbling the ball, penalties, and you've seen a couple already today.
Here's Mason Fine looking to take a shot. Elijah Riley on the coverage over there. Willie Robinson, the intended target. Let's look back, Jay, at that penalty.
You're going to see right here in the middle of the screen, right there. And he just pushes him and shoves him down. Yeah, Jeff Monken not happy at all. And he will let his players know when he's not pleased.
Hey, that's what the good coaches do, right? Here's Fine. Catch made. They love this young man that's got the football, Tyler Wilson. He's a freshman for him, and they spoke very highly of him. And his first career touchdown reception against Marshall a couple of weeks ago.
They got 5 receivers that have double-digit catches, and he's not one of them. He only has, that's his 5th on the year, but they said he's as gifted as anybody on their team.
Yep. Whatever it is, he has it, according to Graham Harrell.
He's uncovered right now at the bottom of the screen.
Might want to get a guy on him. Here goes Wilson. Little dive play up the middle down to about the 34 as Timp made the tackle.
If that was not a freshman, if that was a senior or somebody who felt comfortable, it was a run play, he could have checked out. He had a wide open receiver that nobody was covering.
Graham Harrell told us, he said the biggest progression he's got to work on is progressions.
Yeah, get to that secondary read.
Here he is. Talented young man delivers the ball. Caught, touchdown! He floated it right in there to Terrian Gorey for 34 yards. And the Mean Green flexing their muscle. It's 7-6.
Single coverage, no safety over the top. Fine just dropped back. That's where he was going the entire way. Just kind of threw a ball up that anybody could catch, and his receiver went up. Paid off his quarterback's confidence.
So Trevor Moore, the junior from Edmond, Oklahoma, on. Going to tie this game up, and Moore is perfect in his career on point after 79 for 79 after that one, Jay, and it's a 7-7 game here along the banks of the Hudson.
Freshman Fine coming back from the interception, throwing for a touchdown, even in the score, 7-7.
3-3 Mean Green of North Texas. They come back. Both teams have turned it over, and both have come back with scoring plays since their turnovers.
Well, that's Hyatt up top covering Gorey. No safety help. You can see Ryan England peeking into the backfield. He runs right by him. The throw is actually a little underthrown and behind him. It got the touchdown anyways, but that's one. I said they had to have 4 big plays over the top to win this game. Army's got to limit them. They've done a great job of limiting big plays. Coming into the game, they had only given up 6 plays over 30 yards. That's 4th best in the country. But I think North Texas is going to continue to take shots over the top. They're going to struggle to run the ball. The linebackers are so good. That's where the weakness is for Army's in that secondary, and being able to take shots over the top, just like Fine did.
Campbell back deep, awaiting the kick from Keena. Touchdown grab for Terrian Gorey, his first of the year. His high school coach was former NFL defensive back Patrick Surtain out of Carthage, Texas. So his second career first of the year has helped even the score here at Mikey at 7-7. Campbell lets that one bounce. It'll be a 1st down and 10 for Army from their own 25. We've seen Ahmad Bradshaw the first 2 series, but number 7 there, Chris Carter, has come in regularly on the 3rd series as we look at GMC's Engineered for the Next Level today, Jay, and it's the sophomore Chris Carter.
We met with him, had an interesting conversation. You know, he throws the ball better than Bradshaw does. He's faster than Bradshaw. He's not quite as much of a vocal leader. They want him to kind of come into that role, you know, but he's a dynamic playmaker with the ball in his hands.
But he's not coming in this time. They're going to keep him out, so Brent Davis opts to keep Ahmad Bradshaw in there. The first possession was a short one.
Yeah, they fumbled.
Yep.
Davidson did.
Yep, so they keep Ahmad Bradshaw in there. Pick up to about the 30-yard line. It was Darnell Woolfolk. Woolfolk with the Army touchdown here today. Gain of 5 on that run. Woolfolk was hurt in practice during their bye week, and there's BD, Brent Davis. We joked with him yesterday, said, you get more FaceTime than anyone on this show. Good for him. He should. He's a good man, does a good job running the Army offense. Ahmad Bradshaw throws, intercepted right into the waiting hands of Jenkins, and Jenkins is going to take it back for the pick 6. Jenkins with a huge play for North Texas. They've got the lead, a 34-yard return.
That was Edgar Poe. He's just coming back after having his hand broken. He's got protection on that hand under his glove. The ball goes off of his hands. The throw is a little high. Stays in bounds. Jenkins gets the interception, but Poe dropped the ball. Something to continue to watch because he's just coming back, had screws in his hands.
Yeah, he's got carbon fiber protecting that hand. As Moore comes on, bit of a high snap, no problem for Moore, and it's 14-7 North Texas. So how about Eric Jenkins? Last 2 games, an interception, but he's taken them both back for touchdowns for North Texas.
JUCO transfer getting the pick, getting into the end zone. North Texas taking the lead.
North Texas on top. Big game for Army, big game for North Texas. Mean Green's 3-3, Army 4-2, and Jay miscues have been the story so far.
Mistakes that they haven't made throughout the season, fumbling the ball, throwing interceptions. They were +6 turnover margin coming into the game. They've already had 2 in the first quarter. You can see here, they're at +4 now. They were 22nd in the country coming into the game. Can't make those kind of mistakes. Jeff Monken knows they don't have a lot of margin for error. They have to play disciplined, smart football. 2 turnovers, a big penalty on a dumb play with a personal foul.
So Army with the 2 turnovers, North Texas with 1. Each team has scored touchdowns off of it. Here goes a good opportunity. This is Campbell, Tyler Campbell. And there's a flag back at the 16, so hold the fort. I'll have to check the marker. Army is approaching 10 years without returning
During the return,
a kickoff
block in the
punt.
back, number 37. First down, Army.
Donovan Lynch, the guilty party, negates a 56-yard return.
All right, as we roll this, you're going to see the block in the back on the right side of your screen. Coming in right there. No need to. It was behind the plate. Had no bearing on the play at all. Again, another dumb mistake. You have to have awareness of where you are in the field and what's going on.
Monken spitting fire on the sideline.
He should be. His team's making mistakes that could cost you games.
No question. Poor Cadets, 4,400 strong, looking for their team to put together a drive. They're going to start inside of their 10. Bradshaw dropped it. So he stays in the game for Jeff Monken. North Texas certainly with a momentum now. After the pick 6 by Jenkins. And a 7-point lead. Gave him 1 on that first down play. Here's the pitch now. Asbury takes on the defender, spins right off of him, but the Mean Green get to him in a hurry. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short. Balkman among those in there that got to him.
Balkman starting this week, not necessarily, or normally the starting linebacker. They started Balkman and Wheeler, who are better against the run, instead of Preston and Minor, who normally start in the jack and the nick position.
Mike Geckler told us earlier in the week, said we want 2 turnovers a game. They've got that, not even through the first quarter. Here's a reverse now. The Black Knights call on Campbell. Tyler Campbell breaks a tackle, still going. And he stepped out of bounds. They're going to spot him out at the 42. So Campbell with good burst in his game today, had the long kick return called back, and he looked good there.
I like that call.
Defense, number 10. Penalties decline. First down.
I like that call from Brent Davis.
Yeah, I do too.
You got to keep a defense uncomfortable. They can't just know exactly what you're going to do. You run the reverse. You get your right tackle, Toth, out in front of the running back. He had a number of big blocks last week against Lafayette. Was downfield, getting big blocks. That's how you have big gains running the ball.
Penalty was on Calvin Minor. 1st and 10 Army. Davidson leans his way forward to close to the 47-yard line, does Davidson. Calvin Minor, the tackle after a 5-yard pickup.
Concerted effort by this North Texas defense to stop the fullback. You're seeing converging. You know, normally you want your defensive line to get penetration, to get into the backfield. This week, you know, Troy Reference said, no, we want him going down the line to stop the fullback, not necessarily penetration. Completely different defense.
2nd and 5. Here's the pitch, Kel Walker. Walker being chased, and he got the 1st down. Good effort as he got by the outstretched Keyshawn McLean. So good effort from Walker there. 1st and 10 Army.
Watch Davidson Woolfolk get popped right there. Bradshaw does a good job keeping the ball and then getting it outside. I think that's where there's going to be opportunities in this game, is outside. You know, they've had so much success with the fullback. North Texas committed to taking that away. You got to get the ball on the edge to your running backs.
Walker, a freshman out of Decatur, Georgia. Good speed. He goes in motion again. Now they try it to the near side. I don't think we've seen this play. This is John Trainer. So Brent Davis trying to confuse the defense here.
Yeah, little wrinkles, trying to give them something they haven't seen before. Trying to go to the weak side of the defense and get Trainer outside one-on-one. Just a good job making a tackle there in a one-on-one situation.
2nd and 8. Bradshaw, pitch, that's trouble. Good job. Jenkins was over there, clogging that play up.
Jenkins is playing well, Ben.
He is.
Made a number of plays. The pick 6.
Flag on the field, though.
Offside, defense, number 99. Line up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So the penalty there on Flushy. 2nd offsides penalty on North Texas on the drive.
Late pitch there. Dangerous pitch as well by Bradshaw.
Seth Luttrell, 38 years old. 5th youngest coach in all of FBS. Well-traveled, been at some spots that have really helped him prepare for this job.
Yeah, he's an offensive coach. They run the spread offense. He was with Mike Leach in Texas Tech.
Yeah.
That's where this whole staff, both Seth Luttrell and Graham Harrell is his offensive coordinator.
Defense gives up a 1st down here to Army. He was a fullback, was Luttrell in Oklahoma. Was a captain on their national championship team in 2000. Darnell Woolfolk, the fullback. Ahmad fakes to him. Bradshaw keeps it and leans and gets down inside of the 30 as Garner made the tackle on him.
Corner, just grab this face mask.
Sights and sounds. 20 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Gain of 6 for Bradshaw. Davidson's back in. The fullback spot, they'll run one more play at least. Davidson gets it. Good job up front. They got to him quickly there. Flushy in there once again. So that ends the opening quarter here at Michie Stadium. 4-2 Army, 3-3 North Texas. That's the end of the opening quarter of play. It's a 14-7 lead for the visitors from Denton, Texas. You're watching college football on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. 14-7. Suppose, Jay, they need to, Army, lock and load, fire some bullets here as they begin the 2nd quarter down by just a touchdown. And the time of possession, that's pretty remarkable, but that stat can oftentimes be very deceiving.
Well, they lead the country in time of possession. That's one of the things that's tough with the triple option, is because your defense is out there so much and you get so few possessions offensively.
With Jay Feely, John Schriff, and all of our crew, my name is Ben Holden. Great to have you with us here as Army converts on that 3rd and short. It's Darnell Woolfolk, the sophomore, getting it to move the sticks.
Graham Harrell said that to us. He said, you know, normally you get 70 plays a game offensively. When you play Army, you get about 50 plays a game.
Back in his day, they get about 90 when he was at Tech, right?
Texas Tech, they had it rolling. They had the spread offense going.
Man, were they fun to watch. Good job by this North Texas defense. They get to Woolfolk quickly. And really getting to the ball in a hurry that time. Armed Forces football is proudly supported by Golden Corral here on CBS Sports Network.
You know, running the 3-3-5 defense. You know, we've seen Rocky Long out at San Diego State, and Duke runs that and was really effective the last 2 years against Army with that kind of defense.
Campbell in motion. The toss to Tyler Campbell. Got by a tackler, but the second wave was there in a hurry. McLean came in. You could hear that all the way up here, Jay. My goodness.
Big hit, rallying to the ball.
Balkman.
You see the 3 down linemen. Army wants to cut. They want their, they did 2 padded practices last week. They had a focus on cutting. What's hard to cut when you don't have people up on the line of scrimmage, when you only got 3 defensive linemen and you got guys flying around from all different levels, that makes it difficult on a triple option offense.
Yeah. 3rd and 7. Key play here for Army. Look into the air. Bradshaw out there and overthrows the intended target. That was Christian Poe. So, Jay, what does Monken do here? Does he kick it?
I think that's out of the range for Blake Wilson. He's going to come out to kick it. He's 2 for 4 along a 38. Does not have a strong leg. Weather's tough. You got Bradshaw in there holding. This is going to be a 39-yarder.
So he's 2 of 4, his career long 38.
The wind is at his back.
Right. Junior out of Boca Raton, Florida, and Wilson comes on and sticks it.
Good job for Wilson. Big kick for that Army offense. A little high snap. Bradshaw got it down. Wilson knocked it through. Jeff Monken has something to be happy about, his kicking game. They haven't done that much this year.
Intelligence and surveillance systems.
A lot of smiles inside of the Corps Cadets after a field goal by Blake Wilson from 39, 14 plays, 70 yards, took 6:15. Tomorrow morning, a special edition of Thursday Night Football live from London as the Giants take on the Rams on NFL Network. Speaking of London, you know, we've got quite a research department. You may remember this game, Feely.
It was sloppy, nasty. Wembley Stadium was gross.
There he is.
We were not very good, the Dolphins, that year.
The kicker was.
We went 1-15. I had a good year, and then I got cut. That's the life of a kicker, though.
Right. So, there he is. Good to see you, and good to be with you here on this Saturday from Michie Stadium.
A lot of time this week North Texas spent on their special teams. They felt like they had a decided advantage. Felt like there's some big plays, return opportunities. Blake Wilson does not kick the ball very far.
Wilson back deep. Is he going to get a chance? He will. From the 2. This kid's got big-time speed. Shifty got through there, and decent run back up to the just shy of the 25-yard line for North Texas. So we'll see Mason Fine come back on for the 3rd time in this game. Started after the Week 1 game against SMU. They have a backup quarterback in Alec Morris, who was at Alabama for 4 years, but Fine is clearly the guy they've hitched their wagon to down in Denton, Texas.
He's growing, developing. You know, he was a 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year at Oklahoma, but didn't get recruited much because of his size. Only 5'11", 178 pounds.
Here they go on the ground. North Texas trying to get that part of their game going. That was Jeffrey Wilson And a couple of rushing touchdowns 2 weeks ago against Marshall. Came in with 9 on the season and 564 yards. Ackerman the stop.
We had a really interesting conversation with Graham Harrell all about the spread offense. He said it's an execution-based offense. It's not fancy. You're not going to trick people. It's more about just out-executing. Don't hesitate. Don't think. Just make the play.
Gain of 3. Moss coming in to pressure. And Army does the job. There's that number 2 defense in the nation. That was Jeremy Timpf getting over there to force the play out of bounds.
Just a designed run for Fine. They don't do this very often. You know, he's effective running the ball, but not great. He only has 28 rushing yards on the season.
Yeah.
They run the ball with Wilson. They throw it with Fine. That's what the spread is. Zone reads, run pass options.
Third and 8. Got plenty of time, does Fine, and overthrows the target. He was looking for the redshirt sophomore Turner Smiley. So they'll bring on the punt team, the Mean Green.
Fine with the overthrow. He had a receiver, went to the wrong receiver. Thaddeus Thompson, number 11, was running open from the slot position. That's where Fine needs to grow. He needs to go through his progressions.
A low punt that'll bounce. Malik Magoo's going to let it go. And the punt coverage team downs it at the 28-yard line. So Keena gets a good bounce. Starting them young here at West Point. 14-10, North Texas on top. Jeremy Timpf there has his helmet off, talking things over. The Army defense came in, number 2 in the nation. Think about the fact that North Texas, they're having a turnaround as well, not to the degree that Army is, but those are real good numbers, Jay, when you look at where they were. They were a 1-win team not too long ago.
No, they've done a really good job, both offensively and defensively, remaking this team into their image. And it's so interesting that they spent the last 2 weeks totally changing this defense that we saw in that graphic. You know, they've had a lot of success. 2 weeks, they spent 3 days with no football at all, practicing for this triple option offense.
Well prepared. Team's on top, 14-10 here early in the second quarter. Davidson behind the quarterback, Ahmad Bradshaw. Haven't seen Carter yet. A pickup of a couple there for Davidson. So Andy, who didn't play a whole lot last week, back in the lineup along with Woolfolk. Woolfolk has the Army touchdown. Want to remind you, today's 1st and 10 line is brought to you by Golden Corral. So a gain of 2. 30 plays. Army, to the surprise of very few that follow their team, has run it now 29 times in 31 plays. That was Ahmad Bradshaw there.
They only have 54 passing attempts for the entire year, 55 now.
Gain of 5 there. When they've thrown it, though, at times, we've seen they've been effective. They had a nice play last week with a Jeckham. They've thrown some balls to Edgar Poe. Granted, he's been out for a while, but
they average about 80 yards passing a game.
Second and opportunity for Bradshaw there as he kind of stick his foot back in the ground, and he comes up short.
Now you got 4th and short. Now, does Jeff Monken be aggressive again and go for it on 4th down? I think he's going to.
Looks that way. Combs made the tackle for North Texas. I think you're right, Jay. They're going to go for it. This is Gutty. Ball at his own 37-yard line, and they're down 4. I like it. They give it off to Davidson, and Andy leans forward. Does the young man from Pennsylvania, Davidson, gets the first down to the 39.
On their first touchdown drive, they went for it on 4th down, converted it, and then cashed that in for 6 points. We'll see if the 4th down conversion leads to 6 again.
That's the biggest thing Brent Davis told us the first time we met with Army, is Davidson A lot of the reason he got the job is his ability to fall forward and get extra yards. Takes a shot there, but they faked it to him. And Ahmad Bradshaw kept the ball there. He was wrapped up and dropped by Courtney Finney, and Brooks in there to help out.
They did this big study with an analytics company. They talked to us a lot about it. All types of different things. Tackles for a loss, turnovers, running the ball. One of the things was fourth down conversions. They've been much more aggressive this year, going for it more on fourth down because of the numbers, because of the analytics said, hey, go for it more. It's paid off for him so far this year.
Yeah, we all know what a game of percentages football is. I mean, you go for it there. That could be a play you look back if this game goes their way, and it could be a game-changing series, no question, if they score. Davidson again short here. I wish more teams went for it.
Even if they didn't get it,
true,
it
exactly.
would be a huge.
Right.
I mean, North Texas would have taken the ball over at the 37-yard line going in with the 4-point lead.
I think you gotta play a little risky sometimes. And Monken tells us, he says, hey, we know they don't have a ton of depth. We know what they are. They're guys that play it hard, they play it old school, and take chances. I like it.
I do too. I'm with you, man.
Yeah, 3rd and 5. Army 2 of 5 on 3rd down. And that one's knocked down. And that was Wheeler, who was jumping up and down, wanted the interception, couldn't come up with it. 4th down upcoming. Now, do they go for it again here?
Oh, yeah, now it's 4th and 5.
Yeah.
I don't think you do it here.
Whew.
Now you're going to see a new punter here, J.D. Moat.
Yeah.
After Nick Schraes decided to run for it on 4th and 44 last week. I don't think we'll see much of him again.
No. Smiley's back at his 15. Good speed out of him. Do some damage. Given the opportunity. And this one gets away from Moat. And this is not good. Moat picks it up. He's running with it. This is deja vu for Monken's punt team. And he gets dropped at the 32-yard line.
They have struggled all year punting the ball. This was not the punter's fault. This was the long snapper's fault. He snaps it over J.D. Moat's head. Now, J.D. Moat did a great job getting to this ball, picking it up, and actually breaking a tackle. I thought he was going to punt it right here when he got out, but he's right-footed. He's going to his left. Not able to punt it, but Brent Davis not happy. Obviously, one of the last in the country punting the ball, net punting, continuing to struggle. Army hurting the Black Knights.
8:06 to go in this first half. Scott Flanick, the long snapper, hoping the Army defense can help bail him out after a snap that got away from him on that punt. Coming up on the halftime report from New York, Adam Zucker, Rick Neuheisel, and Brian Jones. We'll have a preview of today's big games, and there are plenty around college football, and we'll have some first half analysis. Here's our AP poll powered by Ram. Jay.
None bigger than the Alabama-Texas A&M game. Number 1 versus number 6. Can anybody knock off Alabama? Longest win streak in the country.
I'm going to say no.
National champion. I don't think so either, although Texas A&M has an excellent defense.
Yeah.
They're very good defensively. I just don't think they have enough offensive firepower to hang with Alabama.
Yeah, I don't think they lose today. Some big ones. That one on CBS.
This is a big series here, Ben, for this defense of Army. You've been so good all year. Can you step up in a situation, sudden change, and get a stop?
Here's the true freshman man open. He had him. That was Smiley. Second time he's missed trying to find Smiley. And there's also, not only is Fine a true freshman, but he's got a new center today. We'll get to that in a moment.
He should have hit him there. He had an open receiver. He had time in the pocket. Did not throw a good ball. You see the cushion that his receiver Smiley had. He missed one there.
He did. Sam Rice is the center today. He's their left guard. Creighton Barr unable to go, so Murray moves into Rice's spot. 2nd and 10. On the ground, it'll bring up a 3rd and long. That was Willie Ivory, the 5'9" junior. Jeremy Timpf on the tackle. Well, we got a chance. We'll remind you today's 1st and 10 line is being brought to you by Golden Corral. 3rd and 9 here.
He's got a forced fine to go to his second read. Take away that first read.
Wind is picking up. Gusting pretty hard now. Fine. Looks. Nope. Got away from him, looking for Tyler Wilson.
They showed blitz, had 6 men up, and then dropped into coverage. Confused Fine. He didn't know where to go with the ball. Throws the incompletion. Now they're going to attempt the long field goal. Trevor Moore, their kicker, is 3 for 4 on the year, but 27 of 35 in his career. This will be a long one. 48 into the wind here, into a pretty stiff wind right now as well.
I'm going to correct myself. That was Willie Robinson, the intended target. Nevertheless, here's a try from 48. Got the line. Does it have the distance? No! Off the bar.
He hit the ball well and just got up in the wind, and as soon as it got to the apex, you could see the wind have an impact on that ball and just knock it down. Pretty good kick, but into that wind, that's a tough kick. You got to pound it well. You can see the rotation on that ball. A lot of rotation. You need to have less rotation in the wind. Ball is short.
Well, life as a student athlete here at West Point is unlike any other college experience. Here's John Schriffen with a closer look.
Hey, I'm John Schriffen here at West Point in the middle of all the cadets heading to class. We are about to talk to Cadet Steven Johnson. He'll tell us what it's like to be a defensive back on the football team and handle the rigorous academic and military training requirements here at the academy. As a football player here at West Point, do you receive any special treatments?
Absolutely not. Honestly, I think we're under a scope. You know, there's so many of us here, and you know, we represent something, you know, greater than ourselves. Each of us has one job, and that's just to represent the academy and the football team the best we can.
Well, to see the full feature on the life of a cadet at West Point with John Schriffen, you can head over to our Twitter account at CBS Sportsnet. And Steven Johnson there, one of 2 starting cornerbacks for this Army defense, out for the year, and it's amazing what they've done defensively. The offense back onto the field now here, Jay. Up by 4 is North Texas and Darnell Woolfolk, and North Texas clogging that play up. They've done a good job against this triple option.
Continuing to focus on the fullback position, clogging up the middle, running that 3-3-5, not allowing the offensive lineman for Army to cut. You can see the 3 defensive linemen, and then look at all the players engaging the fullback position. You got to get outside into space for Army. If you're Army, make plays outside.
Here's the pitch now. Trainer trying to get into space, jumped over a man, and John Trainer gets the first down. He was dropped by Brandon Garner. Big run for Trainer.
That's where I think they're going to find success. You can see all the guys focusing on the fullback. Get it outside. Get it to your running backs in space with the lead blocker. That could have gone for more there.
Yeah.
If Asbury was able to make that block, Trainer might have scored.
Seen a decreased role this year has Trainer. He's in there again. They fake the toss to him, but they're so deep at running back, and they look for a Jeckham. And Jeff couldn't adjust to make it. It was overthrown by Ahmad Bradshaw. Second down coming up.
North Texas done a nice job, even though they're so focused on the run, of not allowing Army to get a shot when they throw the ball. The few times that they have, there's really been nobody open.
With Darius Hamilton, 6'3", 240 freshman, who they have high hopes for, but on the sidelines right now. Inside of 6 minutes to play in the half, Ahmad Bradshaw is 0 for 4 in the game, throwing it. Here's the pitch, Asbury got to block out front. And he's dragged down, flag coming in. Was it a face mask or a horse collar? Looked like McClain.
Probably a horse collar.
Yep.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 23. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Keyshawn McClain.
That's their playmaker. He's coming across, does such a good job going sideline to sideline. Comes in to make the play, and there's the hand up on the face mask. I don't know. Boy, that was
Like the side of the helmet, didn't it?
Yeah, it didn't really look like he grabbed a hold of anything.
Replay on. Davidson the carry. That was Calvin Minor on the tackle. Jay, let's look back, see if we can get a closer look at this.
You see it, watch his left hand come in. It hits the face, but his hand is down on the...
Yeah.
I just didn't see a whole lot there. I don't
either.
think it should have been a call.
Yeah, after seeing that, certainly. Coming up on 5 minutes to play the half. Gain of 3 on that last play for Andy Davidson. Army trying to go in and they hope take the lead, but there's a flag.
False start, offense, number 6. 5-yard penalty, second down.
John Trainer, the guilty party there for Monken's guys. Touches for John today at 1 for 12, a season-long run for him last week. 3rd penalty, Jay, for 28 against Army.
A lot of self-inflicted wounds, interceptions, fumbles, penalties.
Number 43. Ron Bradshaw keeps it. Down to the 38-yard line. Down low to take him out was Brandon Garner.
Brent Davis told us yesterday when we talked to him that it helps him to know that you're going to go for it on 4th down. And this is the exact kind of situation. You got 3rd and 7. He knows right now, basically, I have 2 downs to get this 1st down. I don't have to necessarily think I have to get it on this play right here, and that helps his play calling.
Well, to convert, they need the 31-yard line. 2 of 6 on 3rd down. Try the near side. Cutting back inside is Walker, and Kel Walker. They won't need 4th down this time. They get it. Great run by Walker. Flag on the field. Muhammad made the tackle.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist, number 78 offense. 15-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Okay, they will need it because Brett Toth guilty there.
Here's 78 right here, Brent Toth. He goes to the 2nd level to get an additional block, and this is where they call from the side. They're trying to get that play out of football. If he's head face to face and in his shoulders, he can do that block.
Right.
But when you're behind or from the side, you can't do that anymore.
Not much argument there from Jeff Monken. Timeout's been taken by North Texas.
Timeout, North Texas. Their first timeout of the half. 32nd timeout.
And hear the wind gusting down there off the referee's mic. So Jeff Monken talking things over and talking directly to Toth, and it's the calmest we've seen Jeff today.
Well, he's got a reason to be upset
Sure
right
he does.
now because
Yeah.
his team is not playing well. They're doing things, making mistakes they haven't done throughout the year. And they're the reason they're not winning. I mean, North Texas is doing a good job, and their defense is playing pretty good, but I feel like it's more self-inflicted than it is what North Texas is doing.
Agreed. Tomorrow, the NFL on CBS does double time. First the Raiders and the Jaguars. Then Tom Brady and the Patriots lock up with Antonio Brown and the Steelers for a big matchup in that contest in Pittsburgh.
I can't wait to watch that one.
Be a fun one. Check your local listings, beginning with JB Boomer, Tony, Coach, and Bart on the NFL Today. And Alejandro Villanueva was a wide receiver and tight end. Now he's a starting left tackle in the NFL.
He doesn't even look like the same person.
And Josh McNary, one of the great sack leaders, in fact, the all-time leader here in Army with the Colts. So Villanueva, you see him all over TV. He gets a lot of pub, and rightfully so.
Roethlisberger's out. Landry is going to start for them.
So back to the game. It's 3rd and long. 15 they need. Bradshaw fires, man out there, could not make the catch. It was Edgar Poe they went to. So 4th down coming up, the ball.
Little contact there. Poe had the opportunity to make that catch, and again, he was unable to. They feel like he can play, but the fact of the matter is he had 2 opportunities. One turned into an interception for a touchdown for North Texas, and he dropped that ball. Now the adventures in punting continue for Army.
That's one way to put it.
Well, they're dead last in the country in yards per punt.
Here's Mo trying to get it down there with some touch. Smiley says, no, this one might be beautiful. It is. Or is it? On the line, no.
Another poor play. Didn't even need to touch the ball. They have done a great job of stopping that ball. If they leave it alone and don't touch it, the ball's going to be at the 2-yard line. Watch, the ball's stopped. It's going to stay right there. All you got to do is keep it out of the end zone. And again, Army making mistakes, self-inflicted wounds. Instead of the 2, the ball's at the 20.
Yeah, Jalen Sharp got down there. Let's get down to John, who's got more for us on that young man, Mason Fine. John.
Well, guys, this weather's playing a bigger factor than people anticipated. North Texas did not travel with heaters on this sideline, and the team does look cold here as Mason Fine has a swing pass out to his running back, and Army will tackle him at the 20. I've noticed throughout this first half that Mason Fine has had to jump around and constantly throw the ball to try and stay warm. Not sure how much that has impacted this quarterback because he has been off in this first half, but that is something to keep looking at. Ben?
All right, John, thanks. We'll certainly look forward to you updating us on that. We'll hear from John and Jeff Monken at halftime as Monken will make his way off the field. No gain on first down. Fine, they get him! Flag comes in. They get to him. Timp was in there. Nautigal was in there as well. Check the flag.
Holding offense, number 59. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
Trey Keenan, their right tackle, the guilty party for Seth Luttrell's team.
Timeout. Army. Their first time out of the half. 30-second timeout.
Right in the middle of your screen, you see the takedown. And then Timp taking down the quarterback. Big play for Jay Bateman and his defense. Try to get this ball back before the end of the half and get some points before halftime. Now it gives you the opportunity as well. It's 3rd and 20. If you're Army, you have 2 timeouts. If you get a stop here, the clock's running, you call a timeout, force them to punt. Possibly get good field position.
Yeah, the defense came in 2nd in the country, just 84.2 yards allowed per game rushing.
2nd in the country, Ben, in total yards as well. 4th in the country in points. And this is a team and a defense. They return 9 starters. And Jay Bateman talks about that all the time. We don't recruit ready-made players. We got to develop them. They have experience. They have a different level of confidence.
They need the stop to Army here. 3rd and 20.
If you're fine, just don't throw an interception. Be smart with the ball.
Needs to get to the 30-yard line. Steps out. On the run, it's going to be a tough throw. That one's well out of bounds. Good pressure once again by the Army defense. They forced him to his left. Nautigal was in there to help do that.
That is the focus this week. Don't allow him to roll to the right where he's so good completing the ball. He's only completed 1 ball rolling to his left all year.
First punt was 45 yards. This one is going to need some help. If it's going to go that far, Malik Magoo falls on it. So Army.
I was going to say, Ben, he did a good job of just coming up, getting that ball and falling on it because it probably would have rolled about another 10 yards. Saved himself 10 yards. Now they get the ball across the 50 with good field position. 2:30 left. Couple of timeouts.
Yep. So Army, after the punt they thought they'd down, they stop them, they get it back about the same spot. Our Mercedes-Benz player profile today is on Justin Gilbert. 24 career starts. Good young man. Going into air defense artillery. And he's done here at West Point. Flag down.
False start, offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know, we haven't seen Chris Carter yet. He's come in every game in the third series. Has not come in yet. They've stayed with Bradshaw.
Surprised by that or not?
Well, you know, he did get hurt last week. He had a hand issue. I think that's probably the reason that we haven't seen him. He's up. He can play.
Yep. From the 48-yard line. Here's the pitch. Speed coming. Great speed by Keyshawn McClain. Like he was shot out of a rocket there to get Asbury.
Seth Luttrell and his staff were so lucky that he bought into what they were doing. They talked to us about that, said, listen, he's the best player on that defense. He's the vocal leader. The fact that he bought in right away, everybody else fell in line and fell right behind Keyshawn McClain.
Yeah, he said he takes it as personal as anyone on his team. Playing this game and competing and winning, trying to win. North Texas 3-3 this year. Here's Bradshaw, trouble. They get to him, going nowhere. Lucky to get back to the line. Brandon Garner, another tackle for him. So 100 seconds to go, 2 TOs for North Texas.
Yeah, I don't. They did take one. I was going to say, I don't know if you take one here.
North Texas. Their second time out of the half.
Although, you know, as I think about it,
timeout.
the trouble that Army's had punting the ball, maybe you do, right? I'm saying, like, if you're going to stop them, they're going to kick it deep. You get the ball at the 10-yard line, you got a 4-point lead. You're probably happy to go into halftime. But then again, you start your thinking, you say, okay, they struggled. They snapped the ball over their head. They're dead last in the entire country punting the ball. Why not?
Well, both teams talk it over. 3rd and 16 upcoming. Army is 3 of 7 on 3rd down. If they're going to throw it, Jay, Bradshaw is going to have to complete his first pass to his team. He's 0 of 5 with a pick in this game, and that one was taken back on the pick 6 for Eric Jenkins. Second straight game he's done that. He did it against Marshall 2 weeks ago.
Poe has been, over the last couple of years, he's been their big play receiver. Had 16 catches, 441 yards, 6 touchdowns last year. They've gone to him. That's Edgar Poe, right? You got 2 Poes. Christian Poe, his younger brother, who's got 7 catches this year.
Edgar's to the bottom of your screen.
Right there. Single coverage.
Bradshaw doesn't look to him. Now does. He tried to throw it. He was hit, and the ball came loose, and it bounces out of bounds. That is a break for Army as D. Balkman gets in there.
I mean, that was a fumble. You know, they're calling a fumble. I think it was a fumble.
The ruling on the field was a fumble forward that went out of bounds. The ball will be returned to the fumbling spot.
At the end of that play, as the ball is
Fourth
going
down.
out of bounds, it almost stops, and Christian Poe doesn't hit it out of bounds and make sure he's lucky that ball continued to roll out of bounds. You're going to see as this play goes, well, you can't see it there, but the ball was slowed down and it almost stopped in bounds.
Their final timeout of the half. This is a full 1-minute timeout.
So with 1:29 to play in the half, North Texas will talk it over. They lead it by 4. 1:29 to play in the first half. North Texas up by 4. We look back. There's Poe. You were talking about 87 there, Jay.
Well, look how close that ball is to staying in bounds, where North Texas would be able to recover it. He should have gone down there, dove at the ball, and made sure knocked it out of bounds.
Yeah. So
that kind of bend is symptomatic of this entire game for Army.
Yeah.
Mistakes, mental errors, not playing well, not being effective.
Moat back to receive the punt. Flanick the snapper. Good snap here. Moat will get it away. Turner Smiley from the 19 breaks a tackle, and so he gets it out across the 30-yard line. So you get a true freshman quarterback on the road. His team is leading by 4. He got 80 seconds to play with no timeouts. So we'll see what Mason Fine and the Mean Green offense can do when they come on the field. And a 300-yard game against Middle Tennessee State. 224 against Rice in his first career touchdown.
I expected to be pretty aggressive here. You know, Graham Harrell, the offensive coordinator, he's still got 8 NCAA records himself. He knows what this spread offense can do, and he wants to push the ball.
Fine threw for over 13,000 yards in high school. And is that King on the ball? Did he recover? Was it touched? Army's saying yes. Andrew King got it. Flag comes in. Referees will convene and discuss. Huge situation here.
I think it was a forward pass. They called a fumble. It's close. They're running a little slip screen.
The ruling on the field was an incomplete pass. After the play, unsportsmanlike, number 53 offense, 15-yard penalty, second down.
TJ Henson will look back at the play, ruled an incompletion.
So you're
This
looking
is number 53's first unsportsmanlike of the game.
You were looking to see if that ball was backwards or forwards. That one's close.
Yeah.
Here's unsportsman right there, number 53 diving. And he gets up and he just shoves him. Second time we've seen a penalty just like that. They may review this.
Yeah, they're
Timeout, Army. Their second timeout of the half.
Army, maybe they're taking the timeout, hoping that the guys in the replay booth, obviously they're looking and they look at every play.
They'll look at it. If they think that it's something they need to review, then they'll call down.
And I don't see the person on the field going to the referee as of yet.
The field of an incomplete pass.
So Jeff Monken went over and challenged it.
Yeah.
Which he has the option to do. And it's worth a challenge to try because that's such a big play. From that angle, it almost looks like it's going backwards. He's throwing it from the 24, and it almost looks like it's at like the 23 3/4 when it hits his hand.
Let's watch this overhead.
This angle looked like it went forward a little bit. You can see here's his hand right here, and you're looking to see, does it go backwards?
At the 23 there. I don't know. To me, on that angle, it looks like it was parallel with the yard marker on that angle.
And they called it incomplete.
Correct.
They initially kind of ruled fumble, then they changed it, called incomplete.
Yep.
So in this challenge, it would have to be indisputable evidence to overturn it. I didn't see indisputable evidence. It's very questionable. I think whatever way it was called on the field, that's the way that it's going to stand.
Yeah. I'm leaning that way now. Seth Luttrell on the left, Jeff Monken on the right. North Texas, a 4-point lead. Call on the field, as Jay said, was an incomplete pass. And they continue to talk. This a critical play in this game with 1:13 to play in the first half.
If the ruling on the field stands, North Texas is probably going to just run the clock out, go to the half up 14-10. If it's overturned, Army's going to get the ball inside the 20-yard line.
Here's the verdict.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It's an incomplete pass. Army is charged a second timeout and has exhausted its challenge for the remainder of the game.
All right, so Army with 1 timeout remaining. There's the word, and
it was very close.
It was.
And they said they confirmed it. I think it was worth a shot for Jeff Monken to challenge it, because if they get the ball, that can be game-changing.
2nd and 25. Fine. Got a lot of real estate. He's going to get a big chunk and then some back. He nearly got the first down. He picked up 23 yards.
It's going to come back there.
Holding offense, number 59. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. Second down.
Trey Keenan guilty there, negating a huge play by the freshman Mason Fine. spot the ball down at the 8-yard line with 1:03 to play.
Army has one timeout.
Yep.
Now you're thinking about getting the ball back here.
Sure.
Trying to kick a field goal.
3 wide, the bottom of your screen. King and Temp, 2 great linebackers. Do they come at him? King, looked like Army went off sides. Like Raymond Wright, but Army saying, of course, North Texas moved. We'll let the referee tell us. Eventually he will. He's talking things over with his crew. Jay Bateman, the defensive coordinator. This guy's coming up, they hope, with a stop.
Well, this is going to go against Army. They were offsides. North Texas was milking the clock. They were letting the play clock run all the way down.
Watch 77 and King in there. That was my thought when the play was live.
I don't know what's taking so
I don't
long
either.
for
I mean,
a simple call.
Yeah, this is
Offside defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. There's a 10-second runoff. Please set the game clock to 31 seconds.
That's what it was then, to explain to the sidelines the deal with a runoff.
But Jeff Monken could have used his timeout to save those 10 seconds.
So you got 31 seconds remaining, 3rd and 29. Second and 29 after that. 24 after the penalty. 2nd and 24. Clock running.
Expect a draw. They got to be smart with the ball. They're not trying to score.
No. And now a whistle. Another flag comes in. False start, says the umpire.
False start. Offense, number 71. That penalty includes a 10-second subtraction. The half is over.
One of the more bizarre ends to a half I've had in a while.
Very anticlimactic.
Very, very anticlimactic. Well, your thoughts on the first half before we get it down to John.
Sloppy, ugly. If you're Army, North Texas, they got to be kind of happy with that. They didn't play great, but they took advantage of Army's mistakes, a pick 6. You know, but if I'm Jeff Monken, I'm going in there and I'm lighting my guys up, because that was an ugly, ugly first half. A lot of self-inflicted wounds, a lot of mistakes, and just it was not the kind of play that they've had throughout the season.
All right, so Jeff Monken's guys go into the room. Let's get down to John Schriffen, who's standing by with the North Texas head coach, Seth Luttrell. John.
Well, Ben, thank you so much, Coach. You told us earlier this week that the big concern was stopping this Army triple option offense. How would you assess the way your defense has played?
I think they've done a good job staying disciplined, getting their eyes where they're supposed to be. Again, we got to make a couple adjustments here in the second half, but overall, I'm pleased with how they're playing right now.
Well, offensively, it looks like your quarterback hasn't been able to get in rhythm yet. A little sloppy with a lot of penalties. How do you clean that up in the second half? Well,
we just got to go out and, again, do your job and make plays. You know, he's got to get more comfortable in the second half. We've had some guys doing some good things, getting open. We just got to complete some of these passes, and we got to quit going 3 and out, you know. So we got to run the ball a little better in the second half, and we just got to make competitive plays and throw and catch.
Coach, thank you. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Ben.
Thanks, John. Seth Luttrell, North Texas head coach. Here from Jeff Monken. Once the second half begins, John will visit with the Army head coach. End of the first half with the score, North Texas 14, Army 10. You're watching college football on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
You are watching the CBS Sports Network Halftime Report, powered by Ram Trucks.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ram Halftime Report. I'm Adam Zucker alongside Rick Neuheisel and Brian Jones with the score at West Point, North Texas on top of Army, 14-10, as we get you caught up on other action with our highlight blitz now, starting with an offensive blitz. Louisville having an easier time against NC State than Clemson did, BJ.
You remember last week they were poo-pooing Mr. Jackson's performance, only 325 yards of total offense. He's going off today. You see that dart right there to Jalen Smith, 74-yard touchdown. He's accounted for 4 touchdowns on the day as Mr. Jackson, and he continues his streak of 10 straight with at least 1 rushing and 1 passing touchdown. How you like me now?
Yeah, he might score again before halftime. He's already got the school record for total touchdowns in a season, and NC State's already benched their guy, Ryan Finley. Hey, Rick, Wisconsin coming off the heartbreaker against the Buckeyes.
This is why you stay ready. Wisconsin backup quarterback Bart Houston. In for starter Alex Hornibrook. He finds Troy Fumagalli, who breaks a couple of tackles, lunges in the end zone, 17-yard score, 7-0 at that time, Wisconsin. You can see 7-6 now. Winner of this game probably in control against Nebraska to play for the West title.
And the winner of this game gets the Heartland Trophy.
Well, there you have it.
All right, now, BJ, I'm not sure if you saw, but the Texas defense is struggling today.
Yeah, you know I saw it, fool. Come on. Jesse Ertz right here throws an 8-yard touchdown pass to Byron Pringle. They put a can on him, huh? Ertz ran for 2 also. How about UT? 7 penalties, only 6 passing attempts. Are you kidding me?
I think you put a lid on the Pringles, don't you?
Put that too. Put
they
it
have
in
not
a
won
can,
at Kansas
put a lid
State
on them,
since
whatever it takes.
2002. All right, also from the Big 12, Oklahoma State now on top of Kansas 17-13 as they head toward halftime. And in the meantime, Northwestern picking up where they left off against Michigan State, BJ.
It was 54 now, but how about Clayton Thorson that is connects with Macon, Wilson, and they making it look easy versus Indiana. I thought Indiana would have a shot in this one. Doesn't appear so.
No, they're at the half now. Indiana had held its own against some of the big boys. Northwestern, maybe they can bother Ohio State and Wisconsin in the coming weeks. In South Carolina, worst offense in the country. They turn to a quarterback, Jake Bentley, a freshman quarterback. Red shirt is off. He's got 2 touchdown passes on UMass. We'll preview the marquee games coming up later today in our Saturday Spotlight when the Ram Halftime Report continues. Welcome back to the Ram Halftime Report. A reminder, coming up next on CBS Sports Network, it's 24th ranked Navy hosting Memphis, followed by East Carolina and Cincinnati. Now it's time to turn our attention to the Saturday Spotlight and some of today's big matchups, starting with the game you'll see next right here on CBS Sports Network. Sole possession of first place in the AAC West on the line in Annapolis. The midshipmen have won 13 straight at home and have not played since shocking Houston 2 weeks ago. Meanwhile, the Tigers are scoring just over 40 points per game. Rick.
Who does not remember that scene with the midshipmen running onto the field in the aftermath of that Houston win? You got to love Navy, but not so fast. I like this Memphis team. I like Mike Norvell, the former offensive coordinator, the new head coach there at Memphis, and Riley Ferguson had a game earlier the year where he counted for 7 touchdowns. I'm on Memphis.
How about that?
You're on the wrong side.
Navy scored 45 on him last year. Next, the game coming up at 3:30 Eastern on CBS. The only top 10 matchup of the day, 6th-ranked Texas A&M and number 1 Alabama in a crucial SEC West showdown. The Tide coming off that dominating performance against Tennessee as true freshman Jalen Hurts continues to play his way into the Heisman discussion. Meanwhile, at 6-0, the Aggies arguably the biggest surprise in the SEC. Do they surprise today?
Well, they're trying to prove that they are for real sitting there at 6-0 are the Aggies, but the last 2 times versus Alabama, they've been outscored 100-23. They need to run. That is quite a disparity, sir. They need to run the rock, and they've done rush for over 200 every game this season. Alabama's only allowed about 62 yards per game, and that defense, 11 non-offensive touchdowns. When you factor in the special teams and the defense, Alabama's too strong. Roll Tide.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, there's a chance.
Moving on to the Big Ten, number 2 Ohio State and Penn State at Beaver Stadium. The Buckeyes' road winning streak stands at 20 after surviving the overtime thriller last week in Madison. Meanwhile, the Nittany Lions are well rested after 2 straight wins now, Ray.
A huge opportunity for Penn State and James Franklin. He has not beaten one of the top 3 in the east side of the Big Ten, Michigan, Michigan State, or Ohio State. This gives him a home chance. Remember the last time the Buckeyes were there, that was a double overtime game. Trace McSorley's doing a nice job as their quarterback. But J.T. Barrett and those Buckeyes too much. I'm on the Buckeyes.
In the whiteout. Another important matchup in the SEC West, number 21 Auburn hosting 17th-ranked Arkansas. Last year in Fayetteville, the Razorbacks outlasted the Tigers 54-46 in 4 overtimes. Auburn has won 3 straight now, and with just 1 conference loss can make a statement with a win, BJ.
Yeah, look at this Arkansas team. Austin Allen, the only FBS quarterback with multiple touchdowns in 7 ball games. He's been lights out. He's tough as nails. They're running the rock now with Riley Williams, 180 last week versus Ole Miss. But I'm buying what they're selling on defense for those Auburn Tigers, man. Ooh. 4th in the SEC in total defense. I'm rolling with the Tigers.
Okay. And in the Big 12, it's TCU at number 12 West Virginia in Morgantown. The 5-0 Mountaineers have burst onto the national scene and are legit conference contenders after dismantling Texas Tech. Meanwhile, the Horned Frogs have had 2 weeks to prepare and hope Kenny Hill's arms and legs, well, 1 arm, 2 legs, can propel them to an upset, Rick.
Who says the Big 12's dead? Who says the Big 12 can't get to the playoffs? West Virginia is undefeated this year. They're playing terrifically. Skylar Howard a week ago ran for 89 yards down in Lubbock, your little old hometown. I love the Mountaineers at home. I think their crowd's excited about having an undefeated team.
Lubbock area. Let's get it right. Lubbock area.
L.A.
More metropolitan.
Yeah,
LA.
a reminder, it is a special edition of Thursday Night Football on NFL Network tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern with the Giants and Rams in London.
That's early.
And the NFL on CBS kicks off tomorrow with doubleheader action. Many will see the Raiders and Jaguars, then most will see the Patriots and Steelers. It all gets started at noon Eastern with the NFL Today. Thank you for watching the Ram Halftime Report. Coming up, the second half of North Texas and Army.
This has been the CBS Sports Network Halftime Report, powered by Ram Trucks.
Army may need to fire up that tank. Down by 4 here at halftime. North Texas on top. 4-2 Army trying to get a critical win. Jay will join me. We'll come back, look back at some of the highlights from the opening half and begin the second half after this. Third time Army's faced a Conference USA opponent this season. They are 2-0 to this point, but right now, as we're inching closer to the start of the third quarter, they're down by 4 to North Texas. Jay Feely, Ben Holden, John Shiffman on the field, and Jay, Army's got to get things straightened out here as this third quarter is set to begin.
I would have liked to have been in that halftime locker room because I think there would have been some fire spitting out of Jeff Monken's mouth. You know, this game reminds me of the Buffalo game where they should have won that game, made mistakes, didn't win that game, and now you look back on the schedule and it haunts them. And when you talk about trying to get bowl eligible and get into a postseason game, this is a must-win game right here, and they didn't play like it in the first half.
They didn't, and it started out not the way it's gone so far this season. It started with a fumble by Davidson early.
A fumble, they had another fumble, they threw a pick six, had penalties, did not play well, snapped the ball over the punter's head. I mean, just mistake after mistake. For North Texas had one big play, and this was it. They went up top, Fine found his receiver, and they had the pick six for a touchdown. Offensively, it was pretty ugly. There's the pick six right there off of Edgar Poe's hands.
Jenkins with a pick six, his second straight in 2 games. And our first half stats brought to us today by PenFed Credit Union. Surprising numbers for both teams there, highlighted in red, Jay?
Well, the turnovers were big for Army. You know, not being able to pass the ball at all. And we thought North Texas would struggle against this stout Army defense to run the ball, which they have. They're going to have to continue to do that. Take some shots down the field, passing the ball. Army's got to be able to complete a couple passes to keep that defense honest.
No question about it. Jeff Monken, he's already spitting fire, as we say, down there on the field, getting his guys ready. As we're set to begin the third quarter here at Michie Stadium. Jay Feely, John Shiffman on the field. My name is Ben Holden. Great to have you with us wherever you're watching today. This is the home of Army football. Short kick taken at the 32-yard line. So Mason Fine on the offense will have really good starting field position. Down to John Shiffman.
Well, Ben, thank you so much. I caught up with Coach Monken at the half, and he was actually very positive. And he said, look, other than that one scoring drive that North Texas had, he's very happy with the way his defense has played. Now, offensively, he needs him to get back on track. He's unhappy. They missed a few throws. He's not going to abandon the passing game, but he said, really, it's the run. We need to establish the run game to really get our offense going. Guys.
Thanks a lot, John. So here goes Mason Fine with Wilson next to him in the backfield. Jay mentioned a big game for Army, trying to get bowl eligible with 4 wins right now. In terms of that, they only have 3 because the win last week doesn't count for them. Nearly intercepted. Instead, it's caught by Smiley. The 2 number 1s again matched up, Jay, and Hyatt looked like he was going to have it, but Smiley made the grab, gain of 21.
I think he could have intercepted it, but he didn't go. He kind of went halfway like, should I go, and stopped, and then got caught in between, and then they pick up a big gain. You either got to go or you got to stay back and make the sure tackle.
So the ball inside of Army territory. The 47-yard line. North Texas 3-3 entering this one. It's a big game for them as well. Team that won 1 game last year. Wilson to carry. Timp was there. Voigt came in to help out as well. As we're in the opening minute here of this 3rd quarter, and the first 6 possessions back in the first half for North Texas. You see what they did.
Started with the interception to Timp, and then they hit the big play for the touchdown, and then really didn't do anything the whole rest of the half. Moving the ball here, though. Good completion by Fine.
He looks like a true freshman. He is, and they have very, very high hopes for him. Pulled the red shirt in the SMU game, their opener. Flag is down. Fine flings it. Man out there, and it's out of bounds. Hyatt was on the coverage there on Terry and Gorey, who had their touchdown catch in the first half.
Ackerman was offside.
Defense, number 21. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's 2 or 3 of those penalties. That just can't happen.
No, you're giving them free plays.
Yeah.
You get a free shot down the field to take a shot, and then if not, now you have 2nd and 4 yards.
Right. North Texas 3-3 for the first time in 3 years. Under the guidance of Seth Luttrell. Different look here for him. Fine, gives it off. Wilson got a hole. Wilson, he's going to take it in for the North Texas touchdown. The Mean Green, a 41-yard run, and they extend the lead to 10 points with a point after pending. Great start for Luttrell and his guys to this 2nd half. Trevor Moore. Again, right down the middle, does his job, and it's an 11-point lead here, Jay, early in the 3rd.
That play almost didn't happen. Fine was struggling to get Wilson the ball, but they get him on the stretch outside. Good hole. Wilson does the rest.
North Texas had -2 yards rushing in the first half, but they pop a 41-yarder on Monken's guys here, Jay.
Well, they have a low snap. You're going to see right here that he's going to run and come in and crack back on Moss, and then they're going to come just around the end, a little stretch play. A good play design. They get Moss just enough. There's the low snap. Wilson gets the ball. Moss gets knocked off just enough that he can't come in there and make that play. Wilson explodes into the end zone. North Texas 21-10. If you're Army, wake up. Like, you have to start playing right now. You talk about the schedule and looking at who they play next.
Yeah.
Wake Forest, a good Wake Forest team.
And they're off this week.
Air Force. Yeah, and it's an advantage.
Yeah,
when you're playing a triple option team, it's a big advantage. North Texas had 2 weeks to prepare. Wake's going to have 2 weeks to prepare. This is a must-win game if you want to get to a bowl game for Army.
4th straight game for Wilson with a touchdown. He's got a team best 10 now. Christian Drake back there, and Drake is going to let this bounce 6 yards deep in the end zone. So the Army offense will come on their first possession here, down now by 11. 1st and 10 upcoming from the 25-yard line. To break down week 7 in the NFL as our panel of former pro quarterbacks hit you inside the minds of the biggest stars in football. It's NFL Monday QB delivered by FedEx. Monday at 6 Eastern, only on CBS Sports Network. So Army calls on its starting quarterback Ahmad Bradshaw here to come on. Davidson's the fullback. Top rusher Davidson coming into play today. They fake to him. Here comes the pitch. Walker, he took a shot. The speed of this defense, we were talking at halftime about that guy. McClain, you talked about him at the outset. He is a playmaker.
And he's been all over, sideline to sideline, making plays. An aggressive front. They got 10 guys basically up in the box. You know, they'll bring a corner a couple times, blitzing. There's opportunities for Army to take advantage when they blitz those corners.
They had their team with 110 tackles a year ago. I'm not surprised now that we've seen him play. This play, trying to get outside. They do. Davidson takes it, takes on the defender. And Andy Davidson with a tough run and an Army first down to the 41. Garner was the first to get there.
This was an interesting play. You haven't seen this a lot. They're going to go to Bradshaw's left, and he pitches it with his left hand, get Davidson outside. That's your fullback. You're getting him outside. That's a little wrinkle. Brent Davis went inside at halftime, made a couple adjustments. If you're Army, just because you're down 11, Ben, you don't have to get outside of what you do. You don't have to do anything special, extraordinary. Just stop making all the mistakes that you've made, all the self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah, there's an injured North Texas player down in the field, and it's Brandon Garner who leads their charge with 10 tackles. Like Keyshawn McClain, Garner has been all over the field today and played incredibly well.
Right there's Gardner, 37. And he's just going to get rolled up on here. See his knee and ankle gets caught underneath. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, they'll tend to him. Redshirt sophomore out of Mansfield. Texas will take a timeout here at Mikey. That's Brandon Garner, who was injured as we went to break. Tending to him on the sideline. Looks to be okay, so for their sake, you hope so. Let's take a look at this week's Where the Now, brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. We feature Ken Johnson, was a linebacker here from 66 to 68, was an All-American in 68. Was a captain as well, totaled 7 career interceptions. And he was a part of the Hall of Fame induction ceremony last night at Eisenhower Hall.
2016.
Lou Corrigan there and Bob Caslin unveiling the 9 honorees that went in. A great class. Ken Johnson, he delivered the acceptance speech for the entire 2016 class, and he brought the house down. Very entertaining, great speech he gave, and it was an inspirational speech, motivating speech. And we're going to hear from Ken momentarily down in the field with John Schriffen from the 41. Pitch, Walker. He could not get away. That is McClain again. Let's get down to John with one of the new members of the Army Sports Hall of Fame, Ken Johnson.
Well, Ben, thank you so much. First off, Ken, congratulations on the huge honor in the Hall of Fame. What does that mean to you?
Oh, it was pretty special. It's very humbling, obviously, and the world that I come from, this is a team sport, and the idea of singling out an individual for this, but I'll tell you what, it really was special, and I was blessed by having so many of my teammates and classmates here. Just pretty fantastic.
Big pickup there for Army.
That was that same play that we saw earlier, and you and I both said never seen that play from Army before.
That was Walker, gain of 8. John?
Now I understand, so you played here at Army. Give us the current state on this team. You know, they're trying to become bowl eligible right now. What do you think of the job Coach Monken has done to turn things around?
I'll tell you, great question. Thank you. Thanks for even giving me a shot at that. It's the feeling you get watching Army this year. For me, the first time quite some time is every play gets played. There's a level of intensity. It's to say that I relate to it doesn't say a lot, because as old as I am and as far away as I am from the current state of college football, but there's a rhythm and there's a level of intensity, and I always describe Coach Monken as a guy that I can relate to, because like several of my coaches growing up, especially here at West Point, he's got a vibration to him. When you shake his hand, you know the guy's all in. He's just intense.
He definitely is. Thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you very much.
Ben?
Thanks a lot, John, and thanks to Ken Johnson. The measurement here.
Barely short.
Yeah.
And I would assume they'd go for it yet again on 4th down. This will be the 3rd time they've gone for it on 4th down this game.
Yep, 2 of 3 they are.
So far, yeah.
Yep, on 4th down.
So if they go for it here, it'll be the 4th time.
Yep. I mean, it's early on in the 3rd quarter, but they got to put some kind of drive together here. And get
I
the end
agree.
zone.
I think this is desperation time. Like, you have to make something happen. You need a 1st down. You have to get on the scoreboard here in the 2nd half. Get some momentum back.
See what Brent Davis, the offensive coordinator you just saw, dials up here. And miscue there. North Texas indicating they've got it. I mean, virtually every guy on their team saying they've got it. Ball is in the end zone, out of your picture. Brooks.
It was a quarterback center exchange.
Yeah.
This is the Army team that we saw last year, making mistakes, fumbling the ball. You got 4th and 1. Quarterback center exchange errors. North Texas fired up on that sideline.
That's a defensive coordinator there, Mike Eckler. Let's look back at this play. So the ball out. Where's Brooks? Where does he come in?
He just comes in and grabs it. Bradshaw never got the ball. That's him right there, coming in and grabbing the ball.
Yep. Let's look from up top here, Jay.
So Bradshaw doesn't get the ball. It's on the ground. There's a big pile. It's amazing that Brooks is able to just kind of reach in and grab the ball.
They blew the play dead, but it's a turnover on downs. Here goes Wilson. Wilson, good run out of him. High at the tackle.
That's the same play that he just scored on.
Yep.
On the last series. Exactly the same stretch play. Getting outside the strength of the Army defense, the interior.
So Seth Luttrell's team stops him on 4th down. Coming up with the ball was Nate Brooks. Here they come near side, cutting back in his Ivory. The run game is going. He's breaking tackles left and right. 1st down run, about 13. Timp finished him. And North Texas, the mean green, looking just that. Gain of 12 on the run officially.
Ivory's a scat back, kind of quicker, good in space. You saw it there. They tried to get him the ball in space.
Here he is. Flag came in. Dropped at the 15. Tackle was made there.
Holding offense, number 53. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
Eddie Rusga, but the play coming back anyway, as you heard from the referee.
That was right tackled T.J. Henson.
Second time we've called his name.
Right on the right side of your screen, just grabs him, throws him down. 2-point takedown there.
Good in the WWE, right?
Backs him up.
To the 31. 6 penalties, 59 yards against North Texas. Fine. Tucks it, runs, tripped up. Good job by Jeremy Timp to get his foot, or he might still be running. 9:40 to play in the 3rd quarter.
That was a design draw by Fine. He takes a shot here at the end. Here's the tackle, and watch right here at the end.
Second and 16. Wilson. Good job by Army getting in there to blow that play up. That's the guy in the middle, the King of Queens, Andrew King. Their captain on defense, one of them.
You saw the motion. Jay Bateman said that he wasn't going to have his defense follow that motion. They were going to stay because only one time have they thrown a bubble screen out to that motion in the last game. They do it to draw the defense out. They stayed home, made the big stop.
Number 2 defense in the nation entering this game for Jay Bateman.
We're right on the edge of field goal range here.
1 of 4 on 3rd down. Fine, gonna fling it out there. It's caught. It is caught. And inside of the 5 to the 1, it was Willie Robinson making the catch. First down, North Texas, gain of 26.
That was a terrible pass. It should have been intercepted. Watch this. This ball is coming down, and he just slips and falls and doesn't make the play. When the ball was in the air, I thought this was intercepted for sure.
Riley just fell down.
Just fell down. Could be from the wetness in the air, but Riley's got to keep his feet and make that play.
Here they go. From the 1, Wilson trying to stick his nose in there. Let's get down to John quickly for an update.
You know, I mentioned could have been the turf, but this turf actually drains very well. It is a synthetic turf. It is really dry. We haven't seen much moisture, so I don't think the turf was a factor there.
All right, John, thanks. 2nd and goal.
Army's been tripping all over themselves this entire game.
Wilson got a step in. Touchdown. They say he got in. His 2nd touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. His 11th of the season. And the lead is 17 now for North Texas. Taking a look at this quickly. It's not an official review, but it is a scoring play. So that one stands. A 1-yard run for Jeffrey Wilson. Trevor Moore bangs it through, and it's 28-10.
Army not able to make plays. Should have had an interception. Didn't get it. North Texas scores.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by the U.S. Army. This team makes a real difference. Find out if you'd make the cut at goarmy.com/team. By Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. By Ram Trucks, America's longest lasting pickups. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCAAF.
When you're the superintendent of West Point, you can do that. You can ride out on a motorcycle like that. Bob Caslin. Here's our view of the core today, brought to you by M-Core. They want to see some offense. Their team not looking good here. 3 seconds shy of the midway point in the 3rd, and they're down by 18. I think you said it best, Jay. They look like last year's team. They do. It's the first time we've seen these.
The first time we've seen self-inflicted wounds, lack of discipline, big mistakes, giving up big plays on defense.
Keenan sends another one into the end zone.
3 fumbles, and, just not playing well.
No. There's a flag down back at the just shy of the 35.
It's going to be offsides.
Yep.
If I'm Jeff Monken, I make him kick it again. It's hard on coverage teams when you sprint it all the way down the field. You just sprinted 70 yards to go back and to do it again. That's when big plays happen.
On the kicking team, number 5. 5-yard penalty. First down.
You're not going to do it.
So he elects just to add it on. You get the ball.
I like your point, though.
At the 30. I think in this kind of game, when it's 28-10 and you're down and you need a big play, you need something to happen.
So Ahmad Bradshaw, 17 there, trots on. 12 rushes for 39 yards. He's 0 for 5 with an interception today in the game.
He's going to have to complete some passes to get back in this game.
No doubt.
Watch Edgar Poe at the top.
Fake to Davidson. There's the pitch. Cal Walker. Cal Walker with a big run. Tripped up by Brooks. And Walker moves the chains. Big gain for Army on first down there, gain of 22.
Brooks saved a touchdown there, and he was getting blocked by Edgar Poe. You're going to see him get off the block and make the tackle right there. Otherwise, that's a touchdown. Excellent job by Brooks getting off of Edgar Poe's block.
North Texas 48. Ahmad keeps nothing there.
You know, Edgar Poe's hand, we've talked about it a couple of times. You know, the interception that went off his hands, he dropped a pass, but he's usually their best blocker, and the inability to really have the strength and to do everything with that hand may have impacted that block there and kept them from having a big play.
It's a good point. Had 9 screws in the hand and a plate. He broke it in practice on Wednesday a few weeks ago. Last session of the day for him on Wednesday. It was unfortunate. Bradshaw, the keeper there. Armed Forces football is proudly supported by USAA today here on CBS Sports Network. Third down. Army 2 of 9 on third today. They need 4. They are not going to get it. They got a yard, so 4th and 3 upcoming. Gia was in there on the stop for North Texas.
They continue to pack the middle and concentrate on both the fullback as well as the quarterback, not allowing the Army to have success on the interior of that defense, forcing them to go outside, and they really haven't done a good job of doing that.
So here they go, Jay. 2 of 4 on 4th down. They need the 38. There's a pitch. Walker's got speed. He's got a hole. He's got the first down. Flag came in, though. Trainer was over there. Have to check the marker first.
I think they're going to call holding.
Offense, number 6. 10-yard penalty. 4th down.
On Trainer, and that was really Joe Walker's fault. Trainer had good position. He had the block. Walker should have gone inside, and he cut back outside and put Trainer in a bad position. Ends up in the holding call. Here comes Walker now. Oh, he just tackled him.
Yep.
So he got beat.
So he should have cut right there.
Yeah, I thought he should have gone up, but
yeah.
And if he cuts up, I don't think that Trainer ends up getting the holding call because he gets it when he goes back outside.
Tough one there.
Again, self-inflicted wound.
Yeah.
Just making plays that are costing you. Now you have a big 4th down here, 4th and 6.
Yep, inside of 5 to play in the 3rd quarter. From the 44, Ahmad's going to look to the air. He's got Poe wide open. He's got it. Makes the catch. There he is, Edgar Poe. You said it, Jay. They're going to have to complete some passes. Their go-to guy comes through and delivers.
Pretty soft coverage. Understanding where the sticks are, just running right to where you get a first down. Poe make the catch, got the first down. That's a big conversion on 4th and 6 for this Army offense.
Gain of 11 there. First catch of the day for Poe. North Texas front shifting. Bradshaw fakes the handoff, keeps it, takes a shot. There's Keyshawn McClain. First to get to him. So Army trying to continue the march on. They're inside of the 30. That's 10 stops for McClain now as well. Garner has 10 too for him.
I had a feeling McClain was going to be the playmaker on that defense, that he was going to be sideline to sideline, making plays. They were going to stack the middle and allow McClain and Gardner to run the play down.
Came in as their top tackler with 41 and 3 interceptions this year.
Had 110 tackles last year.
Yeah. Heck of a player, great speed. Fake by Bradshaw there, and he gets the first down. Just inside of the 23.
Watch the nice fake by Bradshaw here, and it freezes the defense. Here he comes, makes the fake, freezes the defense, allows him to get the first down.
Look, he was faking a no-look pass.
Yeah, and that's really, the triple option, Ben, is like a fast break on offense. It's like a 2-on-1 basketball fast break.
Jared Combs, the senior out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. For North Texas, the player they're tending to.
It looked like he either had cramps or he pulled a hamstring, something like that. Kind of grabbed it as he went down. Watch number 7 there.
Twisting around, and that's a good sign. One of 2 players on their team from Minnesota. See many guys from Minnesota going down to Texas to play football, but he's one of them. The other one's out of Blaine, Minnesota, Agia.
I went from Florida all the way up to Michigan, so it happens.
Florida will always be home, right?
It will.
Right. First and 10 here for Army. Drive they really need to get not points, but a touchdown on him. Davidson.
You're right, Ben. They have to get a touchdown here. They're down 18. Got 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. It's imperative that they get a touchdown this drive.
Davidson dinged up last week, picked up 5 there. So they called on Cole Masick last week. And Masick, their third fullback, came in, had a career high 111 yards.
Davidson has been running the ball well. He's got 62 yards, averaging 4.4 a carry. Even though the North Texas has been stacking the middle and focusing on the fullback.
Bradshaw, pitch. This is going to be a play they get a little bit of positive yardage on. It was Asbury. It didn't look like he was going to get much of anything, but he managed to get something.
It didn't look like he was running as hard. You know, he got the pitch and he didn't explode. Kept waiting for him to turn it up the corner and go, and he never really did.
So he didn't get anything. He lost a yard. 3rd and 6.
I would think they're in 2-down territory here, needing a touchdown.
Walker went in motion there. Bradshaw keeps. Tries to slither his way through there.
Fumbled.
Ball came out. North Texas, you're right, Jay. Saying they've got it. Have they done it again? They come out, and it's Jenkins that came out of there with a ball. Look at Eckler. They called him Crash when he played in college. He looked like Crash there.
They had done a really good job protecting the ball all year. Coming into the game, only 11 fumbles, 4 lost after fumbling 38 times last year. Here's Bradshaw on the keeper. Comes around, there's contact. Now, was that knee down? That's a big key.
Right. Well, there's Eckler.
That would be the 6th fumble today for Army. And that Army offense struggling to protect the ball.
Minute 51 to play in the third quarter. This call that was called a fumble on the field, Jay. They are reviewing. The replay official is Jack Kramer up top.
When you're looking at the right knee of Ahmad Bradshaw and whether it's down right there before that ball comes out, I believe that it is down. There's the ball getting stripped and pulled out. I think they're going to overturn it.
Here's the verdict. Issues there with a microphone. Seth Luttrell, Jeff Monken, the coaches. Again, it was called a fumble.
After review, the runner's knee was down prior to fumbling the ball. Therefore, it will be Army's ball, first down at the 11-yard line.
So Eric Jenkins, who already has a pick 6 in this game, does not get credited. They overturn it, as you said, Jay.
Well, that's a huge play for Army, getting that ball, keeping it, continuing this drive. Bradshaw did not do a good job of putting both hands on the ball and protecting it as he ran into that pile. Only had the right hand and allowed it to get stripped. Lucky for Army, his right knee was down before the strip happened.
So it's a gain of 7 for Ahmad Bradshaw. Clock moving. Minute 45 to play in the third. Army looking for a touchdown. Davidson Up the gut, plows his way down to the 6-yard line. Second down upcoming. Gain of 5.
It's not pretty, but it's effective. You know, he gains 5 yards on a play that doesn't look like much. They like the fact that he falls forward, that when he gets hit and contact's made.
Walker in motion. Bradshaw keeps and he walks in. Touchdown, Ahmad Bradshaw. 6-yard run.
Big score for Army. Needed 6, Ben, just like you said, to get back in this game. Bradshaw did a great job of pausing like he was going to pitch it, freezing the defense, and then cutting back into the cutback lane.
Let's go. We're winning.
Good job by that Army offensive line blocking up front.
Bradshaw stays on, though.
Interesting decision here to go for 2. You're down 12. This will get you down 10.
Bradshaw takes that in, untouched. Ahmad Bradshaw. And it's 28-18 with 1:14 to go in the third. Mikey Stadium alive after this.
Here's Bradshaw coming down. Watch him just kind of pause and then cut back into the cutback lane. Going in untouched. Great blocking. And they come down the line on the 2-point conversion. It's all Bradshaw again. Good blocking on the edge. Getting Army back within 10 and back in this game, Ben.
No question. They had to have that. Had to have it. So the key play on that, as you look back, would be the fumble that North Texas thought they had.
They
right?
went for it on 4th down again. Got it. They get a fumble. Luckily, they get it back for Army. Now the decision is, you know, you kick short a few times. Last time it was outside the 30-yard line, real short. You continue with that, you're into the win. I think that's why this way they're kicking the little pooch kicks to try and limit the return, but you want that to come down at the 18, the 12-yard line.
Only 49 days to go in the countdown to America's game. It's the Army-Navy game, of course, presented by USAA on CBS Sports. And the kick nearly bobbled away by Wilson. Well, Wilson maintains, keeps it, gets it out to the 27-yard line.
Army was lucky that he fell there because they lost contain. And if he keeps his feet, he's going to get around the corner, pick up 15-20 at least.
Well, I mentioned Army-Navy less than 50 days away. This was back in 01, the shadow of September 11. Then President George Bush talked to the team before the game. Amari Thompson took the second half kickoff, 96 yards for the exclamation point. Army won 26-17. It's been a long time since they've beaten Navy. Right now, they've got their hands full with North Texas. Wilson cuts back. Wilson, look at Wilson. And Riley dropped him, but another monster run by Wilson, who prior to that had 8 rushes for 67 and 2 scores. 25 there, Jay.
They had -2 rushings at halftime. They came out, they're going to Wilson a lot more. And he's making plays against this defense that was only giving up 84 yards on the ground, second in the nation to Michigan. They have been able to run the ball in the second half.
Tending to one of their players, Ivory's the running back. He sprints out, fine, drills it over the middle. He absolutely fired a rocket in there. 35-yard lines where they've got it. Robinson the catch, gain of 13 down to John as he'll update us on the injured player. John.
Yeah, there's a lot of players I've noticed who are limping off the sideline for North Texas with cramps. There are a lot of calf injuries right now. The defense, Brandon Gardner, was limping off. Another Wilson Jr. He is now being treated by the training staff. Interestingly, the cramps are becoming an issue with the so cold out right now, guys.
All right, thanks, John. So they call on Ivory, and he's fine. He gets a big gain. Another first down will be the final play of the third quarter.
Fourth and 19.
Gain of 16. North Texas, Mason Fine, their freshman, lead by 10. It's the end of the third. We'll be back after this. Here's our score by quarter as we are set to begin the fourth here at Michie Stadium. A 10-point lead for North Texas. Great to have you with us. Welcome upstairs. Jay Feely, Ben Holden, John Schriff, and all of our crew. And Jay, Army's, they really got to have this ball game. They're down by 10. What do they got to do to get back in it?
Well, they got to get a stop right here. It's first down on the 19-yard line. They gave up 117 yards rushing in the third quarter after having -2 in the first half. So they got to stop the run.
See if they can do it. First down. Ball at the 19-yard line, and a flag comes in.
Full start, offense, number 29. 5-yard penalty. First down.
On the running back, Ivory.
Yeah, right on the right side of your screen. You see him just start leaning, gets ahead of himself.
Seth Luttrell, first-year head coach. A big win for his team if they can get it. Ivy, they don't get anything here. That wasn't Ivy, that was Muhammad. McLean made the stop. Beg your pardon, that was Anthony Weish.
Big play by the defense, stepping up, getting in, making a tackle. Making it second and long. Have to have a stop here. At worst, make them attempt a field goal into the wind.
Loss of 4 on the play, second and 19. And they get to him. Ackerman takes him down. He gets the freshman fine. And a huge play for the Army defense.
We talked about Ackerman at the beginning of the game. The problems that he does getting right around the tackle, getting his 5th sack of the season, and right now knocking them out of field goal range. They missed a 48-yarder going this way in the first half. If you're in North Texas, you got to get about 10 yards here to get back into field goal range.
From the 33, they might get it here. Fine. They don't get quite that. Good tackle by Tim. Let's get down to John Schriffen with an update on Jeffrey Wilson, the running back.
Guys, they have taken him into the locker room. I'm told by the medical staff he is hooked up to an IV right now because he is suffering from cramps. There are numerous guys have been going down with cramps, and I talked to the medical staff. They are scratching their heads. They don't understand why it's happening. They said this is actually the worst cramping situation they've had in any game all year. Ben?
Thanks. I'm no doctor, but I'm going to guess it's the cold.
44-yard field goal into the wind. He was short from 48.
You guys aren't used to the cold weather. And he is short.
Almost an identical kick, a quick kick. It got up in the air. It looked like it was going to be good, and the wind just knocked it down. Big stop for that Army defense. Had to have a stop. Forced a field goal. North Texas comes up inches short. Army with the ball when we return.
Alex Ackerman had a big sack on that last series for Army. He's had a great year, just a breakout year. And speaking of him, it's time now for our Army Day in the Life of a Cadet, and we feature the junior out of the state of Indiana, Alex Ackerman.
It's a pretty busy day.
Busy day, and I'm not sure what all he does in class. I mean, that's quite a laundry list.
Do you know what that is down there at the bottom?
I don't, but maybe John
Analytical
does.
methods for engineering management.
John, do you know?
Not quite sure, but what I will say is that he basically represents the reason why Army is having so much success this year. He was recruited as a safety, came in camp at 203 pounds. He has now bulked up his junior year to 245 pounds. These guys, they're recruited, they're not ready to play right away, but now that they're juniors, now you're seeing some success.
Yeah, Bateman tells us that all the time, and it's a great point. Jay said earlier that players here, they come here to be soldiers before they're football players, and that's a big-time play. Nice play made by Jared Combs, and it does. It takes a couple of years for them to acclimate and become what they are now. It was a really good defense. Loss of 5 there on the play.
Bradshaw should have pitched that ball.
Yeah. So early on here in this fourth quarter, 12.5, clock moving, 2nd and 15 coming up.
Gotta go back to Poe at some point. He's down there. He's only completed 1 pass.
Fake the toss to Asbury. There they go, Jay, right on cue. They get the catch. It's at the 24-yard line. Second grab in the second half. Brooks on the tackle.
They're giving him a big cushion, so why not take 6-7 yards? It's an easy catch and throw. Poe did a good job going down and catching that ball. It was a little low. Got his hands underneath it. It's a big third down here for this Army offense.
It is. They need 6. They picked up 9 on that play. They're 3 of 11 on third down. Flag. Asbury with the ball. They swarm in. Man, this defense has been impressive for North Texas. They're all over it. We'll get the penalty call here momentarily.
Offside, defense number 18. Wind up and get 5-yard penalty. Third down.
That's a killer. Just a mental mistake. You line up in the neutral zone. Your defense gets a great stop. You're going to get the ball back. Now you give Army another chance, 3rd and short.
Jack linebacker Josh Wheeler, the guilty party there.
Not the normal starter. We talked about Wheeler, Balkman starting this week because of the triple option.
9th penalty for 74 yards on the mean green of North Texas. Here's Amon Bradshaw, hit hard. Oh, he was hit.
James Gray with a big stick, but Bradshaw gets the first down. That penalty there by Wheeler cost them the first down. Army's drive continues.
Today's 1st and 10 line is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. 1st and 10 for Army. Short gain, a couple there as Davidson lunges forward. TJ Tower-Low got down low to get him. Ball just shy of the 40, or right at the 40 for Jeff Monken's guys. Down by 18 until they scored the last possession. Touchdown and a 2-point play. Bradshaw has the first down. Good alert run there by Bradshaw. Got up slowly. He had some rubber pellets in his face.
We talked a lot about Keyshawn McClain, how great he's played. Watch him overrun this right here. He thought he was going to pitch it. He overran Bradshaw, allowed him to get upfield to get the first down.
11 tackles in the game for that young man, McClain. Other captains.
Big cushion on Poe down there at the bottom.
Woolfolk is behind Bradshaw. Mott's going to throw it, man, wide open. Pass is caught, and it came loose. Picked up by North Texas. It was Dalton Mendenhall that had it and then had it come out, and it's a turnover that goes to North Texas.
That was his first catch. He's not used to having the ball. He catches the ball, running upfield, and doesn't protect it yet again. Jenkins strips it.
Gray recovers.
North Texas gets the ball back. The 6th fumble of the day for Army, continuing to hurt themselves.
Time to take a look at our Chick-fil-A fan cam. Always some interesting images and costumes in the Corps of Cadets and the youngsters. It is family day here at West Point. Some of the fans have taken off, and North Texas on top here on the road by 10 with 9:34 to go, but still a lot of football to be played. And Army, man, they have had way too many miscues today, Jay.
And we saw this a lot last year. You know, 7 fumbles against Penn State, continually turning the ball over. An interception off the receiver's hands that they run back for a touchdown. Snap it over your punter's head. All these mistakes, they're in the game. They're down 10. That one was on 4th down, the fumble there. This one, they're down 10, trying to get back. First catch of his career, doesn't put 2 hands on the ball. Just exasperated Brent Davis. Thought he had gotten past these issues as an offense.
A litany of issues. 3 lost fumbles. They've had a pick 6. They've given up. Punt, you mentioned, and
they had 6 fumbles total. 3 of them they lost.
Well, their defense has to step up if they want to stay alive in this game. Ackerman was in there. And that's Wilson back in the game. So as John Triffin told us, they IV'd him up. They get him back in. He's assisted up there and back into his spot. So you know North Texas wants to chew time here if they can. Up a 2 on that run. Mason Fine, the true freshman, back on each side of him. Wilson sprints out. They get it off. Nice job by Army. They get to the ball carrier quickly. Might have lost a half a yard. Look back at the first down run.
Well, I thought the ball might have come out. Here's Wilson running the ball. That ball's definitely out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep. Can't do anything about it now, but it came out 3rd and 8.
No, and Jeff Munkin used his challenge. Right. He does not have anymore.
Big play here. Freshman Fine trying to get out of there. He's got room. Mason Fine, gutty run from him. That is a gutty effort by him to stretch and get it. McClinton stopping him, but a first down, North Texas 9-yard gain.
Excellent job by the freshman. 3rd and 8. Takes the snap. Takes off with it. Tough, hard running. Good blocking up front. Poor job by Army and their defense rallying to the ball. Timp had an opportunity to make the tackle short of the first down. Couldn't do it.
Big conversion for the Mean Green. Another big hole. Here they go again. This is Wilson. Wilson still on his feet. Close to the 20-yard line. There's a flag down back behind the play. There's an injured Army player. If it counts, it'll be a 57-yard run. I believe that's Kenneth Brinson. It is.
Number 59 defense participating without a helmet. That penalty is at the end of the play. First down.
John Voight, the guilty one, and Brinson's down. It's just one thing after another at this point for Army.
Yeah, it can't get much worse than that play right there. They shifted right before the snap. North Texas did a great job of running the play to the backside, right back, away from where Army shifted defensively. Here's Wilson coming down. They could have got the ball out again. Bobbles it a little bit, but a big play. And then you get the 15-yarder added on. Tough. It's tough when your helmet comes off to just say, okay, I'm not going to keep competing, right?
Because you're coached to play to the whistle,
Absolutely,
right?
That's who they are, especially
I don't
the
like
Army
that rule.
cadets at their core.
I don't like that rule. Really don't.
All right, watch Voight. Here he is right here. His helmet comes off.
To me is...
Well, now, if he continues, though, that's what the penalty is.
Right.
I can't think that it was just that play. There was nothing. He didn't do anything wrong there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like that call. I just don't. But part of the rules. And North Texas, a 10-point lead with 7.5 to go. Wilson, after the 56-yard run, has 150 yards on 11 carries.
Basically all in the second half.
Yeah, all of
They had
it.
minus 2 yards at halftime. But this Army defense, it's 1st and 10 on the 10. They have to get a stop. They got to hold them to a field goal or get a turnover. They need to be stripping at the ball. So it's come loose twice on Wilson on this drive.
Here they go again. He's got a hole. Made the second guy miss. Andrew King wrapped him up, but another big game there.
He shook Moss. Moss had an opportunity to come up, make the solo tackle. Jeffrey Wilson did a good job just shaking Moss.
Shake and bake.
That's right.
158 now for him. We look back. There's King.
As he comes out, first he beats Tampa, and then whoop. Left Moss grabbing air.
Wilson 10 for 151 in the second half, to your point, Jay. And now you're inside of the 5.
I'd run it again.
Absolutely. There he goes. Broke one tackle, and it's going to be short. And it'll be 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. And how about that for Army? North Texas trying to put one in the end zone on a team that's only given up 14 all year coming in.
And really, it was Buffalo. It was the Buffalo game. Other than that, they've been phenomenal holding the team scoreless in the 4th quarter.
Seth Luttrell there, the North Texas first-year head coach. 5th all-time meeting between these two programs. They haven't met in 6 years.
Big play for this defense.
Here they go into the end zone. Touchdown, North Texas. It is Wilson taking in his 3rd of the day, dare I say, Jay, a hat trick of touchdowns for Wilson in the second half. And North Texas leads 34-18.
I am very surprised at what Wilson has been able to do and this North Texas offense running the ball against Army.
Yeah.
They came in. I did not think they were going to be able to run the ball. I wasn't surprised when they only had minus 2 yards rushing at the half. He's put up 160 yards against the number 2 ranked rushing defense in the country.
Moore remains perfect in his career. Point afters. Huge day for that young man, Wilson. His 3rd of the day did the damage on that drive for Seth Luttrell and North Texas. (35-18) North Texas in front. It's time now to take a look at today's Northrop Grumman most valuable performance. Pretty easy choice here, Jay. Outstanding day for Jeffrey Wilson, 3 touchdowns.
And he's done it all in the second half. You know, he's been running the ball hard and well, finding the holes, reading his blockers, accelerating through, finishing drives. Came into the day at 564 yards, averaging 6.1 a carry. He's got 160 yards in the second half alone.
How about that for North Texas? That's improvement. That's what Luttrell's bringing to their program.
They brought the spread offense. They score points in a hurry. He had one of the best offenses in the country at North Carolina his 2 years. Even at Indiana before that for 2 years. They had a team that had over 500 yards offense a year, every year. And they've learned everything from Mike Leach. Both Luttrell and Graham Harrell sang the praises of Mike Leach.
Big time.
They put in his offense. It's exactly his offense. They said, listen, it's not complicated. You don't have to trick people. You out-execute people. Keep it simple and out-execute them. They've done that here in the second half against Army.
Have they ever? They lead 35-18. Less than 6 minutes to go in the game. And the Army will have it 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Tuesday night on CBS Sports Network, Dana Jacobson, Dara Torres, Swin Cash, and Lisa Leslie sound off on the latest action and biggest issues in sports, including an interview with Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr on the opening night of the NBA season. We need to talk Tuesday at 8 Eastern on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. So Army entered this game 4-2. They had not been turning the ball over. North Texas has scored 3 touchdowns as a result of the turnovers today that Army has had. Up in the air, Jenkins back there on the coverage against Edgar Poe. 2nd and 10.
Poe was open. It was good defense, but if he throws the ball underneath instead of throwing it up in the air, Poe's going to catch that because he's got position, but he throws a jump ball. Jenkins does a good job. This defense has played well today. They really have. It's good defense there. Poe had an opportunity to make it. He's struggled today. McLean has had a big game with 11 tackles. Gardner's had a big game with 11 tackles. And as a whole, they have flown around and gotten to the ball.
Mike Eckler, their defensive coordinator, back to the air again. Bradshaw, Christian Poe, and right there. My goodness, did McLean take that away? He stripped it. What a play by Keyshawn McLean. He came over, made the hit, and just absolutely pickpocketed it.
The rolling on the field was a fumble recovered by North Texas.
I think his knee might have been down again. You look at that right knee and whether or not that was down before the ball was stripped out, much like the Bradshaw fumble. Here you go. You're looking for that right knee. He tried to strip it there. It's not out yet. The left knee, now it's down. Now they pull it out.
Yeah.
I don't believe that was a fumble.
They haven't called for an official review yet.
They cannot challenge it because they already did unsuccessfully.
Right.
Now they're going to look at it.
Yeah, they're going to. I think you're going to be right, Jay, again on this one.
The rolling on the field of a fumble is being reviewed.
Yeah. I mean, when that happens live, it's very difficult to tell, but what instincts by McLean.
Yeah, he's played great, and you know, you can't take anything away from him on that play. He did a good job stripping the ball and getting it out, but the knee, I believe, was down.
Call on the field, a fumble. There's Christian Poe, the younger brother of Edgar Poe.
I want to get a look to show you this play because Ahmad Bradshaw completely missed Joe Walker, who was wide open running down the middle of the field.
Yeah.
If he throws it to him, he could walk in backwards.
Moonwalk?
If he wanted to.
Here's another look.
So this is the fumble. We're looking at the left knee. He didn't get it out of that first strip. There's the left knee that's down.
Yeah.
Now he strips it out. That's Christian Poe.
Yep.
Edgar Poe's younger brother.
Yeah, that one's tough to tell on that angle. Can't see the knee as well, the other ones. Yep, they're 2 years apart.
That's the one that I think is the best view because you can see right here, you can see that knee is down and now the ball comes out.
I think you're right on, Jay. I think this one's going to...
It was very similar to the Bradshaw fumble.
It was, yeah.
Because it was the same kind of play, a strip coming in. Army, though, has done a very poor job of securing the ball. You know, when they have a game, whether it was Bradshaw's run or this run with Poe or the pass down the field to their tight end that ended up being a fumble, they haven't secured the ball with both hands when contact's coming.
Continue to look at this. Our replay official is Jack Kramer. Up top, press level.
All right, here's all 22. Now watch as this goes. Watch Joe Walker come down the middle of the field, run it here. Okay, now freeze it right here. I want you to focus right here on Joe Walker and watch him run.
After review, the receiver's knee was down prior to fumbling the ball. The ball will be placed at the 30-yard line. It will be 3rd and 5.
All right, so as you said, Jay, they reverse. Here's the play with Walker.
I mean, just watch Walker run down the middle of this field, wide open, and nobody is covering him at all. Bradshaw has time, but he doesn't see him at all. just standing in the middle of the field, nobody around him.
I mean, you don't pass much, but you got to see that. I mean,
it wasn't his first read. He threw it to his first read. It would have been a second or third. And when you don't throw the ball often, you don't go through your progressions a lot. It's difficult on a quarterback.
So 3rd and 5.
But down 17 with 5 minutes left, that's the kind of play you need to make to get you back in the game.
No question. Davidson behind Bradshaw. Bradshaw throws again, man out there, knocked away. Knocked away, they look for Davidson. It's incomplete, and it was LeMasters there that knocked it away.
LeMasters getting some playing time and making an excellent play on Davidson, knocking that pass away. Pretty good coverage. Bradshaw underthrew Davidson a little bit. LeMasters gets in there, getting an opportunity because Gardner got injured earlier.
Army 3 of 5 on 4th down. They need the 35 where the ball goes over to North Texas. Fake, Bradshaw in trouble. Here they come after him, throws it, catch made by Ejeckum, and he puts his hand right in the face, but Jeff's gonna get a penalty as he grabbed the face mask of Brooks.
I think it's going the other way.
Really?
I think it was a late hit. After Jeff was out of bounds.
Okay.
After the play, unnecessary roughness, number 9, defense. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Good call by you. 21-yard gain.
He did have his hands up in his face, but you're going to see right here, and he just slams him to the ground.
Yeah, you're right.
3 yards out of bounds.
So big play by Ejeckum.
Phenomenal play there by Bradshaw, because that was the 3rd read. He went away from his first read, found a receiver, got the 1st down on 4th down.
Here's Ahmad back to throw again. Flings it out there. And it's intercepted! Jenkins with his 2nd pick of the day. What an effort by him. Looking for Christian Poe. And Eric Jenkins continues to make plays.
Can they hear me? They can hear me. Hey, he's balling, bro.
Great play by Jenkins, but a bad throw by Ahmad Bradshaw. Again, he had Poe, Christian Poe, underneath. He had him beat, and he threw it high, floated it, lofted it. Jenkins got a tip and then brought the ball in, secured it, made the interception. This defense has played well all day.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. By MCOR, build, power, service, protect. By Chick-fil-A, we didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. And by PenFed Credit Union, proud supporter of America's Army.
Coming up next, our action-packed day of college football continues with a crucial American Athletic Conference showdown as Memphis takes on number 24 Navy, only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. East Carolina and Cincinnati presented by Geico, then Fresno State and Utah State to close it out. Jay, our closer look at our games coming up here today.
A couple of one-loss teams there, Navy and Memphis. Memphis doing a good job after losing Paxton Lynch and their coach.
Yeah. East Carolina and Cincinnati. Cincinnati looking for a half dozen in a row against East Carolina. And
Utah State always tough at home.
Yep, they are. Army on defense again, inside of 5 to play. They've got all their timeouts remaining.
They need a turnover desperately. That's what they got to do. They got to be stripping the ball with a freshman quarterback. Mason Fine, I'm not throwing the ball much at all here.
Timeout, Army. Their first timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Armed Forces football is proudly supported by Northrop Grumman. This North Texas defense has been outstanding, absolutely outstanding all day.
Yeah, they really have. This is the big number right there. 5 takeaways. Continue to strip the ball. 5 takeaways. They had 2 that were overturned as well.
They did. 2 fumbles.
They have been sideline to sideline. They clogged up the middle, not allowed big plays from the fullback position, and then McLean and Gardner and Jenkins, they've played really big, getting across the field, making plays, getting interceptions, causing fumbles.
On the left there, defensive coordinator, co-defensive coordinator Mike Eckler. This is Ivory. And he continues to charge on. Army with 2 timeouts left. You got to believe they're going to burn them here. Is Andrew King.
Army. Their second timeout of the half.
Andrew King.
32nd timeout.
We have not mentioned him much today at all.
No, we haven't.
You know, for a guy who continues to make plays all over the field this year and last year.
Third and 4 upcoming for Mason Fine. Once they resume play, 4:46 to play in the game. North Texas up big, 35-18. Today's 1st and 10 line is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. So Army, they have any hope left. Gonna have to come up with a stop here, get the ball back.
Have to get a stop, try to get a stop and then a strip and get the ball back. Much like North Texas has done to Army.
Freshman Mason Fine.
I would not expect him to throw this ball. Keep it on the ground, keep the clock moving.
They had one earlier in the second half when Mason Fine scrambled and picked up one on 3rd down. Does he do it again? No, he flings it, catch is made, and they don't get the 1st down. The catch is made by Turner Smiley.
Excellent job. Expect them to get a timeout here.
Timeout. Army. Their 3rd and final timeout of the game.
So
this is a full 1-minute team timeout.
Marcus Hyatt made the tackle.
Big stop by Hyatt and Moss. Army going to get the ball back. 4 minutes left, 4:39. We're back here at West Point. North Texas leading 35-18. Army got a big stop on 4th down, forcing the punt. They could really use a big return here by Magoo. He's been good back there as a returner as well. When they had Edgar Poe, he just caught the ball, but Magoo averaging 18 yards a return. He's really good. Low kick. Magoo with an opportunity, but North Texas does a really good job rallying to the ball, not allowing him to get anything.
So they got a chance here, 32-yard punt to get something going here and make their way towards the end zone. Do they go back to the air or do they try to run this thing?
I think they got to continue to go to the air because you got to move quickly. You're down 17, so you're down 3 scores.
Right. Darnell Woolfolk
out of timeouts. 4:29 left. You got to go in a hurry.
Woolfolk is in the backfield behind Ahmad Bradshaw.
They're at 4 wide. You don't see this often from Army.
No. I don't know if I've ever seen it. Bradshaw going nowhere. They get to him.
That was a design quarterback draw, and Ahmad didn't hit the hole. There was room outside. They got to hustle here.
Roderick Young made the stop. 1st and 10 line brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union today. Ahmad Bradshaw, Christian Poe, the catch. He's slung out of bounds by Brooks.
It would have been much better if Brooks didn't sling him out of bounds. He had him stopped inbounds. And when he slung him down, he threw him out of bounds. That stopped the clock. Helps Army.
Gain of 6 on the play. Third down. They need 7. Bradshaw hit as he throws. The catch made, though. And it's Asbury. They get the 1st down. So Jordan Asbury gets the 1st down. They move it. Calvin Minor the tackle. They'll stop the clock until they get the ball spotted.
Ran a little pick route out there. Asbury and Poe. Asbury comes open. Clock stops as they move the chains.
Bradshaw, this is incomplete. The intended target was Jordan Asbury.
Not a good throw at all. He didn't set his feet and step in and deliver that ball. Kind of threw it as he was drifting backwards. An ugly throw.
35-18 is the score.
Carter is the better passer. We have not seen him all day. I think it's because of the injury.
It's gotta be. His throwing hand. Bradshaw down the middle. Another interception. Picked off by North Texas. That secondary has been great. That is James Gray with 3:09 to go. Another turnover. That is 6 for Army.
Yeah, with no timeouts left, that'll just about do it for Army.
Yeah.
Poor throw by Bradshaw. He is, when he's gone down the field, he's hung the balls. There's been a lot of air underneath him. He overthrows there. Gray picks it off. But credit this North Texas defense. They put a completely new defense in 2 weeks. They limited Army running the ball. They forced them to have to go through the air. They've gotten a slew of turnovers today.
3 interceptions thrown by Ahmad Bradshaw.
3 interceptions, 3 fumbles lost.
And good job of pursuit there. That was Willie Ivory. Again, Army's out of timeouts, under 3 minutes to play. The clock will just run. There's Ahmad Bradshaw looking on, and Army going to fall to 4-3.
Yeah, it's a tough loss. A game they could have had. A lot of self-inflicted wounds. 6 fumbles. They lost 3 of them. They threw 3 interceptions. They didn't play great defensively. North Texas ran for almost 200 yards in this second half.
Andrew Tucker in the backfield behind Mason Fine. Andrew Tucker with it. Third down coming up. Well, we got a chance. Let's revisit your extra points, Jay. See how those panned out.
Well, I think they did a pretty good job. North Texas did is stopping the fullbacks and the big plays through the air. That's the key one for them. The big plays on offense, 6 of them. Getting turnovers on defense. Army struggled to recognize that front. I think that's part of the reason that they have those 6 turnovers is that North Texas went, they put in a 3-3-5 defense. They had people flying. McClain played a phenomenal game. Jenkins had 2 interceptions, including the pick 6.
Third down. North Texas to the 35. That was Andrew Tucker. 4th down coming up. Bring on the punt team with Keena. So Monken will get his guys out there, the return group.
I'd bring the house and try and block it. I mean, you got a minute left in this game.
So there's their schedule left. Wake Forest will be next.
A good Wake Forest team that played Florida State very tough.
Here comes 10. Keena, veteran guy, gets it away. And Magoo able to gather it in. And you got 43 seconds remaining in the ball game now as the Army offense will come back onto the field. For those of you tuning in for the Memphis Navy game, you'll be able to find that game online at cbssports.com/live as soon as it kicks off. And of course, we'll get you there immediately after the conclusion of this game here at Michie Stadium. And they've slid the kick to 3:37. Seth Luttrell, it's a big win for his team, Jay. They're 3-3, going to be 4-3 soon once this one's official.
It is a big win. They're 2-1 in Conference USA, now 4-3. Like you said a couple of times, taking over a 1-win team. That whole staff has done a really good job.
Blitz, they come with pressure, incomplete. With 38 seconds remaining as Ahmad Bradshaw was looking for Jeffy Jeckham there.
For Army, a really tough loss. You know, they'll look back on this game as well as the Buffalo game You know, say those are two games that we could have won, we should have won, but we didn't because of our own mistakes.
Bradshaw incomplete, looking for John Trainer. Third down coming up. So Wake Forest next for Jeff Monken's guys. Dave Clausen's got that Wake Forest program back on track. That will not be an easy one. We'll be here in 2 weeks for Air Force.
Air Force playing well. Then you got Notre Dame. That's a huge game for Army, even though they're struggling. Morgan State, and they finish up with Navy.
Yep. This one well out of reach. Poe, Edgar Poe is the only one near it.
There was miscommunication. Poe stopped his route.
Yep. So fourth down coming up, 25 seconds remaining. And for Army, I think we need to clarify this. They have 4 wins, but right now only 3 of those wins count from a bowl eligibility standpoint, because the win last week against Lafayette is against an FCS team. So they have to find 3 more wins if they want to go, likely want to go to a bowl. They could get in at 5 and 7, but that's the scenario for Army. Here's Ahmad Bradshaw, good effort by him, gets the first down. Move the chains.
The Morgan State, that's an FCS team too, but it counts because they have scholarships.
Yep.
We kind of went through the whole scenario to make sure that we understood it. So Lafayette didn't count, Morgan State will count.
Correct. Here's a ball for Ejeckum, and that one is intercepted. That one taken away by Nate Brooks. North Texas comes away with another turnover.
It's a fitting end to an ugly game for Army offensively, and an excellent game for North Texas in that defense. 7 turnovers. They played really inspired football. Congrats to their coaching staff, especially their defensive coordinators, Mike Eckler, Troy Reffett.
Yeah.
They had 2 weeks. They came up with a good plan. They executed well, and they come away with a big win.
No doubt about it. It'll be their first win in 5 tries for the program of North Texas. And Davis in the coaching booth, and he knows the game is over.
We'll have to find a way to put this one behind him, forget it, learn from it, and get back to the way they've been playing the rest of the year, because even their losses to Duke and Buffalo, they didn't play like this.
No,
this
they
is
didn't.
reminiscent of last year.
It really is. 2 coaches, Jeff Monken, Seth Luttrell, Mason Fine, the true freshman, victorious Mean Green of North Texas. Memphis Navy game is underway and now available at cbssports.com/live. We'll get you there as soon as we're done and wrapped up here from Michie Stadium, the playing of the Army, the West Point alma mater. And we'll send you out to the call of that game. So the most they've had since 2014. They were 1-11 last year. So things are working for them.
I was definitely impressed with that staff.
Yeah.
Everybody we talked to, they have a vision. They've implemented that vision. They have an identity. And they get a big win.
North Texas at the other end of the field, Army with the Corps of Cadets. We now present you the West Point alma mater. Texas 35, Army 18. For Jay Feely, John Schrift, and all of our hardworking crew, my name is Ben Holden. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. It's been our pleasure to bring it to you. It's been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Now to John Sadak, Randy Cross, Sheehan, Stanwyck Burge in Annapolis for Memphis and Navy.